What's up and what's going on, good people? Another pick me bites the dust. No, I'm just playing. But it was an interesting stream on Lapeef last night. I caught wind of this through Edward Anderson. He was talking about it. I wanted to know what the heck was Ed going off about. What the heck was Ed going off about? So I went on and looked it up, found my way over there, and apparently it was somebody who, if I'm not mistaken, the SYSBM Passport Bro community were quite fond of this person. I don't know a whole lot about this person, and I like it like that. I don't need to know a whole lot about somebody. I like to react to the words that are coming out of somebody's mouth when I'm doing a reaction video. I don't need a whole backstory. I don't need to be an investigative journalist into their life. I like to just analyze what they're saying. And is what they're saying, is it making sense on the merits? Because somebody is right or wrong based off the merits of what they're saying, based off the merits of the words that are coming out of their mouth. That is how I judge and assess the accuracy of something. So somebody who, as I understand it, the Passport Bros, SYSBM, and the works, we're all quite fond of, did a stream. She's a part of the Lapeef Network. She did a stream called, essentially, the Passport Bros are lying, are liars. And she broke down her reasons as to why. And we're going to get into that. We're going to dig into that. We're going to react to that. We're going to get all into it. I should have sent Pablo the link right away. But I didn't. I was busy. I didn't get around to it. But hopefully we hear from Pablo and a lot of the normal cast of characters when it comes to Passport Bro issues. But either way it go, be that as it may, we're about to get into this. So strap on in. Let's get ready to go. Let's get.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What's up? What's going on, good people? We are back in here, getting it started off just right on this wonderful Monday morning. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to the early bird squads, those that make it in bright and early before we even get things started. Appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Omega Dreads Gaming Channel, says hello to Bernard Riley. Hello all. Let me make that bigger so I can see it. I'm not looking at the, okay, if y'all can see my setup, y'all know I was confused. This isn't just a glasses moment here. I need glasses, but this is not what's happening here. But he says, hello all to Bernard Riley's show. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Or hate watch. Yes, Yes, hate watching is welcome. Hate watching is welcome. Shout out to RM. And like it says right there, set your calendars for the night show, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. EST. It will be going down tonight as well for the night show. But shout out to Omega Dreads once again. Shout out to Vincent Lindsay, says SYSBM. Shout out to, who else we got in here? My man Stack or Starve in the building, one of the biggest supporters. He says, this is about to be fire. Absolutely, absolutely. We about to get into it. About to get, as MTR says, we about to get active. But Winthrop in the building says, salutations. Shout out to, who else we got in here? Antoine, is you high? Says, what up, though, Bernard? Shout out to you. Shout out to who else we got in here? M. Perry in the building says, D police is worse than traffic cops. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to M. Perry. American Negro says, my wrench, though. No, my good brother. Respect to you. How do I put it mildly? You was heavy promoting some things that I think was, constructed to destroy this space. So, I mean, and you're welcome to do that. And you're welcome to be in my chat room. Just can't be in my chat room with a wrench when you heavy promote said things. I mean, it's no disrespect. Nothing against you or the individuals who create or do said things. Is what it is. But no. You forfeited. You forfeited your wrench over here, my good brother. You forfeited my wrench over here, my good brother.
This is madness! This is Sparta!
I wasn't even going that hard. Good one though. I didn't push that button. The administrator behind the scenes pushed that button. I wasn't even trying to kick you in the Spartan pit. But no, you did forfeit your wrench. But Hoop Jargon in the building, shout out to you. Who else we got in here? Charles Merchant in the building says, what's up? Who else we got in here? Maurice, that's Marcus Evans. No one in the building. Says, man, that is a bad outfit. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Let's get into this. First off, salute and shout out to the Lapeef Network. I got nothing against the Lapeef Network. I think what they do over there is awesome. I think everything that everybody lost it on Pearl for Pearl making money off of black people. How Pearl built the Pearly Things, built a vertical business out of YouTube. And yes, she used a lot of black talent to do so. I didn't even notice that at first because I just would see her in the snapshot and I would just see a mixed bag of people. But okay, I mean, over time, now that I've been watching it lately, ever since all this junk blew up, yeah, okay. Yeah, she did. It do look like she specifically targeted black people. Okay. All right. I can see that point. But Lapeef Network, no disrespect to what they did, what they got going on over there. They built a vertical business out of black YouTube, or he built a vertical business out of black YouTube and used a lot of black talent, male and female, to do so. And hopefully he's paying them. And hopefully he's keeping most of the money. Hashtag 360 deal. Hood Conservative said it's Pearl Records. What's the Hood Conservative called it? Pearl Records over there, signing folks with 360 deals. Maybe I think JR probably doing the same thing. But either way it go, I salute a black businessman doing his thing. I salute a vertical business pyramid with black men at the top of it. I support that. However, he gives a little leeway to the women. The crazy chicks, Kay and Kayla, had their own show over there where they used to pop off. They used to go off and go hard. They had their own show over there. And the chick Amira, who we're going to be highlighting a video of today, has her own show over there. This is a non-black woman who has a show over there. Like I said in the pre-intro ramble, the Passport Bros and SYSBM gentlemen, are quite fond of her. I've never heard them say anything bad about her. She's never said anything to get on their bad side until recently. Until recently, she did a stream called The Passport Bros Are Liars. She did a stream called The Passport Bros Are Liars. Now, JC the Conqueror is saying, let the Strag Talk Network. He's calling that, that's what he's saying the Lapeef Network is. Now, I will admit, I don't sit there and religiously watch the Lapeef Let's Talk show. When I have seen it, I've seen Anton and Logic running those panels. Yeah, the chicks, they get to fire off their shit, but when they get too far and too out of line, I would see them get checked. But it was a full, I mean, they do be wilding. They do be wilding from some of the clips that I've seen. And that's good entertainment. And there's a line where you don't let men get their balls cut off, but at the same time, you do let certain things rock. You do let certain things rock for entertainment purposes. You can't get the full entertainment value if you don't let them fire off their shot. It doesn't become a 3,000 live view show. It don't become a 3,000 live view show if you don't let that back and forth happen. Now, I've done shows and I've done panels with women, and I've never had that problem. Maybe I nip it in the bud early, or maybe I just haven't brought in the right out-of-pocket chicks. There have been times when chicks have got a little out of pocket and it was off with their head. But but either way it go, I understand the entertainment value. If you're going to bring them on, if you're going to bring on that chick who's going to say, no, what a problem is that you men just need to step up and start raising y'all kids. That's good entertainment. That's good entertainment. When I do a show with women, you know, I would like for one to challenge us like that. I want that challenge. I'm waiting for that challenge. Like, come on, let's get it in. Let's chop it up. Let's have a good time. Let's argue. Let's debate. Like, we can't sit here and pretend like Fresh and Fit didn't blow up because of the debate nature of their show. We can't pretend like Kevin Samuels didn't blow up because of the debate nature of his show, where chicks would come in and they would say stuff and he would have to check them and they would try to snap back, but he would shut it down. He would shut it down. And I think what some people were saying, Lapeef don't shut it down quick enough. Okay, fair enough. I don't watch it enough to know that for sure. But either way it go, there's a certain element of decent, productive conversations between men and women. And then there's the entertainment value where it's a good back and forth debate and it's fun and everybody argue, the audience is entertained, and hopefully some good points are made. And hopefully the men who run the show will put their thumb on the scale and make sure that the men win the argument. I know when I used to have a chick from, I forgot where she was from, London. Her name was Annette. Her and Game Changer used to go at it a lot. They used to go at it. They used to go at it hard. And she would try to slip in some jabs. She would slip in some punches. She would get a little out of pocket, but her and Game Changer would be debating. But I would moderate. I put my thumb on the scale. I make sure Game Changer win the argument or get the last lick in the argument, and then okay, we got to move on. We got to move on to the next topic. I mean, have a little fun with it, but make sure the men win. That's all. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. But either way it go, we's about to get into this. Now let me adjust something real quick. Pull up that super chat that just came up. And while we pull up that super chat, I got to do something real quick. Give me 1 second.
Hold up.
All right, I'm back. I dropped my tablet on the floor. I dropped my precious little tablet on the floor on the last show, and it sat there all the way until right now. I'm just now getting it up off the floor so I could keep a better eye on the chat during the show. And this thing is all out of whack. I can't even get it out of the host hoister. I have no idea what that super chat says. I haven't read it yet. Hopefully he didn't say nothing crazy and got it sitting right there while I'm having technical difficulties over here. Because I cannot figure out for the life of me how to undo. Okay, let me see.
Hold up.
Hold on. Will that work like that? And it will. Okay. All right, now we got to back that up. Nope, don't applaud yet. Hold on. All right. Now you can applaud. I'm pulling up the info that I need to pull up. All right, I got it up. We ready to go now. Let me get to these super chats. Then we about to dig right into this. I don't like the way that look. Let me make that look better. And that's still looking wrong. Maybe I need to adjust something. All right. My bad, fellas. My bad. All right, let me get to the super chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. So glad y'all could be here. Let's get into it. Number 16 in the building says, oh, the foreign chick that everyone was calling feminine, traditional, and so much better than Keisha is depolicing and shaming black men. How surprising. I'm shocked and appalled. Yeah. That's sort of it.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
That's sort of the gist of it. Put that one back up real quick. It says, oh, the foreign chick that everyone's calling feminine and traditional. Now, keep in mind, I've never done content on her. I've never talked about her. I've never said anything personally endorsing of her because back when she got into that junk with Courtney Michelle, this was about a year ago. I noticed her name. It said exiled lioness. So she's talking about being exiled. Exiled from what? I assumed the traditional culture that she was raised in. Like she was an outcast over there, but a feminine icon over here. Like, let that sink in. Let that sink in. And Game Changer makes a good point in the chat. And Game Changer makes a good point in the chat. He says, isn't she better than Keisha? Yeah, probably. I don't know her. But if you're saying that is she still better? I mean, I don't look at YouTubers are just pixels on the screen of my computer. So I don't look at them as actual real people yet. Like unless I meet you in person, you don't exist. All right. As far as chicks on YouTube, they just pixels on the screen of my on my monitor, on the screen of my phone. So I don't even get into, well, is she better than this or is she better than that? I can't really do that. But I would say in general, a woman coming from a Muslim culture, I would say the worst of a woman coming from a Muslim culture is probably still better and more cooperative than some of the best that's coming from a Western culture, let alone a Western American black culture. I'll say that may be true. But either way it go, it ain't about her. I'm analyzing the words that come out of her mouth. I don't really, yeah, some people want to know what she did. Okay. I see you down there too damn snazzy. You asking what she did. Asking what she did. Now, bring up that other super chat real quick. Bring up the other super chat. But he's asking what did she do? And what she did was she did a stream called Passport Bros Are Liars. She did a stream on the Lapeef Network. She has a show on the Lapeef Network. It's called Passport Bros Are Liars. And she went through she made a few points that that a lot of passport bros, needless to say, disagree with, and we about to go into it. We about to dig into it. Shout out to Pura CA with some Canadian coins. Shout out to you. Says congrats on the subscribers. Absolutely. Actually, my subscribers been stagnant in a good place, but they've been stagnant for like a month and a half. So I got to get to work. It's been stagnant.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
All right, so let me go ahead and roll it. Here we go. Y'all can't hear it.
Women.
Give me 1 second. I do want this to look as good as it could look. There we go. All right.
Hold up.
Okay, here we go.
We have to deal with the internet service. We pay very good price for it. Yet it still fails us. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? I'm so glad that you guys will end your weekend with me. Hi, boy.
I'm just skipping her introduction stuff. I hate listening to other people's, particularly women, start their show. Even though I take a while to get into the topic as well, but I just hate hearing women do their long-winded, taking forever to get into the topic.
Because from what I've seen, and I know a lot of people are not gonna like this because nobody dares speak bad about the passport bros, right? Because from what I've seen,
already right there, 5 flag on the play, bullshit. Everybody speaks bad against the passport bros. It's the whole damn anti-passport bro movement. And even within the space of the Black manosphere, there's lots of debate about the passport bros. So she's already setting it up as if the passport bros are some sacred cow that must not be touched or tampered with. No. It's dare not. I think it's probably just more of a dare not you, a foreign woman, say that because you may lose your support of the only people that watch your damn channel. that's really what it is. It's people criticize the passport bros. You know, you know. So really, you was looking in the mirror, having an internal conversation with that one. She really should have said, I don't know if I should say anything about the passport bros because clearly people, passport bros or bros with passports, bros who travels, bros who date out are probably the ones who are on this black male's channel, the Lapeef Network, on his black man's channel, the Lapeef Network, actually, watching a foreign woman's channel on the network. So really what she's saying is, dare she not say anything bad about the passport bros? That's really what it is. Because if you're a foreign chick on a black channel talking about male-female social dynamics, your market is men who are interested in foreign women. No matter how you slice it, no matter what you do, that's just the brute fact of reality. So yeah, I mean it takes some girl balls, no doubt, for her to jump out and do that and risk, her audience. Assuming that the people that watch her on Lapeef are people that fall somewhere on this passport bros spectrum. And I think that's a safe assumption. But let's get into it.
Most people are in agreement with this ideology. And I was too before. I thought, well, if you can't find your wife here, what's the problem with going to find her somewhere else? There's no problem, right? I mean, that's just the logical thing to do. Until now, 2 years have passed since the first time I hear about this passport bro ideology. And where have they gotten? Where have they gotten? Have you all seen something that I don't see? Because I do not see a great success. I'm going to bring out my inner Borat. I do not see great success when they're traveling abroad to, let's be honest with ourselves, to bang women. I said it. I don't see any great success. And, furthermore, I'm going to bring up something to you. I'm going to give you guys two things. I'm going to give you the reasons why I believe they're bullcrap. And I'll give you the second reason why.
Before she get into the reasons why, she's saying she don't see great success when they're traveling overseas to bang women. Now, I think she was trying to, I know because I watched the rest of the show. What she was trying to do is juxtapose it, saying that on one hand, they're saying they're going over there to find a wife. But then she's saying on the other hand, they're actually going over there just to bang women. Now, right now, what's baked into the cake, and you're going to see it play out a little later on, is that her argument is contingent upon the fact, upon the assumption, the belief that passport bros, by and large, are on the record simply stating that the reason that the sole reason that we are passport broing it up is to find a wife. Nobody has said that. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the side effects. But we're gonna get. That was incorrect of me to say side effect. That's one of the things on the table. Because I'll explain it like this. Me being a single man dating out in America, I was a single man. I was just meeting people. I was keeping it casual. I had, occasional casual sex partners, and I'm just out there dating. And eventually, I did run into somebody that, hey, she's solid. She's been around for a minute, and I see no problem. She do whatever I say. She do what I need to do when I need it done, how I need it done. She's on point. Yeah. And I enjoy it. I enjoy this fool messing. I enjoy being with her to the point to where I ain't think about these other chicks. And you know what? God damn it. Yeah. This my girlfriend now. This is my girl. This is my woman. That's my woman. So I was out there looking for, I was just out on the market looking to meet women. Out on the market looking to meet women, which I was doing, which I was succeeding at, which I was having a good time at. And then I met a solid one that I really liked. And we still together. So why wouldn't that same thing apply to passport bros? Why wouldn't they also be, if they're going to do that same thing that I did in America, that I happen to succeed at in America, why wouldn't they do that in a place where the women are thinner, nicer, and more feminine, and their money and American status gives them higher status in the actual brute fact of dollars and cents reality, and in just the mind of the women? Why wouldn't they do that same thing over there? Why wouldn't they date casually over there? Why wouldn't they hook up with women over there? And then if they happen to, meet the right one, then if they do want to settle down, then they settle down. So it's like you could do all those things at the same time. Like you could do all those things at the same time. You could date casually until you meet somebody who you don't mind sticking around. But she's trying to roll her argument down the narrow hallway that of the only reason that they're down there is strictly to find a wife. As and we gonna, and I kind of jumped out too soon, so I'm gonna push pause because I got more to say on that, but I want to let her lay out her argument. Okay, Free Zone Lou is saying anyone can speak on any subject. Nobody said she doesn't have the right to speak on it. I said that some person is right or wrong on their merits. This isn't about being triggered. This is about being accurate or inaccurate. Don't try to roll your argument down a narrow hallway and make it seem like any response to her or disagreement with her means that we're triggered. That is a pretty sleazy tactic of trying to thwart or get in the way of somebody's valid point that's countering another person's point. Her point is being countered. Now, anybody who's saying, and Marty W kind of did this a little bit, Well, I won't say that he was basically saying she shouldn't speak on it. He was just establishing that she's not qualified to speak on it, or she's not making any sense because she doesn't know A, B, C, and D. But Omega Dreads, what the hell is that? SBC. All right, well, what did somebody in the chat room say? Hey, Omega Dreads, that stuff sound like, look, it's certain shit that I don't even entertain, and you're playing with the shit I don't entertain. Okay, like get that out of my chat room. All right, there's certain shit I don't entertain. Get that out of my chat room. There's certain shit that I think was created. And actually, one of the person that's created it literally said that they want to destroy the space. So I mean, this is the space, my channel. So I mean, they're free to do whatever content they want to do. Y'all are free to watch it, but I just don't want their slogans, logos, and hashtags in my shit. So Omega Dreads on my channel with a wrench, don't put their shit in my shit. They've clearly made it clear that their shit is separate from the Manosphere shit. So yeah, don't mix the shits together. All right. All right. Where was I? Where was I? Freeman's Journal. No, not perturbed. Not perturbed. I just had to get to make something very clear. We got to make something very clear. But anyway, I ain't even doing that on some disrespectful stuff. I'm just like, I don't fool with that. I don't rock with that. Don't rock that. Don't throw up somebody else's set on my set. You set tripping. You set hopping. Like, I mean, it's like, that's all. Anyway, now I lost where I was at. I was responding to Free Zone. He said he was responding to somebody in the chat room, but I just want to make it clear. He said he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to somebody in the chat room. Okay, sure. But here's the deal. Nobody is in their feelings saying that she has no right to speak on something. Anybody can speak about anything, and anyone who speaks, they're right or wrong based off the merits of what they're saying. They're right or wrong based off the merits of what they're saying. So everybody has a right to speak. You have freedom of speech. You don't have freedom of disagreement. You don't have freedom of rebuke, or freedom of counter argument, or freedom of clapback. All right. You have freedom of speech. You don't have freedom of criticism of your speech. That's how it works. That's how it works. But all right. Let's get back into it. Now she's about to break down the two things that she saw that was problematic.
I'm going to give you the reasons why I believe they're bullcrap. And I'll give you the second reason why. I'm going to show you guys a list of every marital code in the world. This was given to me by one of my channel managers. I have a whole list of every marital code in the whole world. Every country listed like that. And I'm going to give you...
Okay, she said marital code. I had to put on the caption to see that. What is a marital code? I don't know what a marital code is. Yeah, Emmett Perry, you saying she's the Keisha of her country, but like Game Changer said, like Game Changer asked. Well, he didn't word it like this. I'll word it differently. Is the Keisha of a Muslim country, is the exiled outcast of a Muslim country still a better product than one of the better women of a Western country, particularly Black American Western country? That's a fair question. Get
a marital codes for those countries. And maybe that will explain why the passport grows. I was going to say grows. Why the passport grows bros. I said it again. Passport bros. Why the passport bros only go to countries where the women sleep with them? I said it again. Passport bros. Why the passport bros only go to countries where the women sleep with them?
That was, in my opinion, one of the dumbest questions I have ever heard. Why do the passport bros only go to countries where the women sleep with them? Because some of the men who are passporting it up think that they got better chances of finding a wife overseas than finding a woman over here. That does not mean that they're out there finding a wife with a chastity belt on. That don't mean that these men are chaste and saving themselves until they meet that right special girl. Nobody ever said that. Her argument is predicated on that dogma that these men are solely only 100% going out there to find a wife. But even when men find wives domestically, I'm pretty sure they were dating. I'm pretty sure they had sex with somebody. I'm pretty sure after so much dating and so forth and so on, and relationships and sex partners and casual sex partners, long-term casual sex partners, long-term relationships, short-term relationships, eventually the guy that wanted to get married, he eventually did, through his whole process of being out there, found a wife. If it took him 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, 20 years, I'm sure from the time he started dating to the time he got married, I'm sure he got some pussy in between. So why wouldn't a man want to do that same process? Why would you assume that's not how it works when a man touches down, when a man is living a global lifestyle, that it wouldn't work the same exact way? Like that's the dogma that she front loaded her argument with. That's the dogma that she front loaded her argument with. That these are supposed to be chaste, good old Christian, fundamentalist Baptist Christian boys who's saving it for marriage. That's what these grown ass 35, 40-year-old men supposed to be. Because if you're only going there for a wife, why are you going to places where women have sex? Well, they didn't say they was only going there for a wife. Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
These are countries where they know the women are free with it. These are countries that they know the women are very liberal. Brazil. Who in Brazil is not giving it up? Philippines. Let's be real. Yes, it's an Asian country, but Filipinas aren't known to be the most chaste women in the world.
Now, based off everybody that I've talked to, I think even Austin Holloman said this. Game Changer has spent a lot of time in the Philippines. It's different over there from what it is in Brazil. Brazil, it is a strong casual sex hookup culture market over there in Brazil. It is. There are certain areas or places in Brazil where, it's fluctuations. If you're trying to find a decent chick, you probably can, but it's a lot of hookup culture, pay to play type of shit going on in Brazil. No doubt about that. In the Philippines, as I've heard it from multiple people, the women is more is not as much or at all a hookup culture over there. I think I heard this from Obstacles of Opportunity. So I think he's sort of currently living in the Philippines. Or damn it, I forgot exactly where he's living. I know he's been in the Philippines. I don't know if he's in Thailand or the Philippines. I can't remember. I know Game Changer's been over there. I even heard Austin Holloman say it. That chicks over there, they're having sex with you under the assumption that it's going to be something ongoing. Like Game Changer even said, you kind of got to be mode 2 over there. You got to leave them the possibility that it might be something. Because they don't got that strong, hookup culture over there. Now, there's obviously streets and districts and places you can go to. There's red light districts. There's red light districts. But for the most part, the non-working girl over there, it's set up different over there. It's set up different over there. So it's baked into the cake of the conversation. And I've interviewed, I can't even, it would take, I can't even think. I probably interviewed over 15 to 20 or so passport bros. And they've all said that, yes, there are places where it's all about that hooking up. And then it's places where it's different. That's what they've said. That's what they've said. Before I get back into it, let's pull up some super chats. Shout out to Mark Stewart in the building. He says, "Hey Bernard, isn't she married? Why she triggered? I have no idea if she married. I don't care if she married. I'm just analyzing the words coming out of her mouth. I do not research these people's personal life. Bishop Macbone in the building says, hashtag my swag is my passport. Good for you.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Appreciate the $2 super chat, and good for you. If your swag is your passport, I celebrate brothers winning however they can win. A lot of passport bros have been fairly honest and said that, hey, their overall success rate and win rate in terms of what they're looking for, they don't get it over here. So they're going somewhere else to win at a higher percentage rate. They're going somewhere, to use Pablo's exact quote, for what he's looking for over in some of those other places, Medellin, and a lot of places he go to, it's more of a target-rich environment, and he's able to win. He goes where he can win. If you can win here, I high-five you and salute you. I did out here in this American market. I am about black male sovereignty, black male freedom, black male, exchange of ideas and thoughts, and doing what makes sense for them. Black men being global citizens. And shout out to Good Game Changer said, he says I can have swag and a passport. Yes, that's possible. All right. Bring up the next one. We got number 16 in the building. So the goal is to find a traditional woman or a better Keisha. Sounds a little defeatist. Where did you hear that the goal is to find a better Keisha? Those that want to get married would want to find a more traditional woman, but it is true that a lot of men are going over there having casual sex or hooking up or doing whatever. I mean, hell, you're only over there for a week. So it's like, I mean, yeah. But there are some men, as I just mentioned, Pablo, who met his wife overseas. Well, yeah, they met online, and then there's men with actual foreign wives who wear the title passport, bro. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you're straw manning, talking about, or a better Keisha. You're straw manning. That sounds a little defeatist, to go after the leftovers of another country. Yeah, I really don't know what you're talking about by the same definition that you calling those women leftovers. Like, I mean, by your logic and definitions, any country where there's casual sex taking place, all women are leftovers. If they had sex before, if they're not virgins, they're somebody's leftovers. So you're basically saying it's only valid and it only counts if you find a virgin. But I've had a lot of conversations with passport bros, and all of them consistently said, nah, it's spots in Brazil where you don't want to be, you don't want to be over there trying to find a wife. There's spots in Brazil where you don't want to be over there finding a wife, but there's spots in there where you can find one. But either way it go, if you're going to be in any dating market, you would rather be in a dating market where the women are in better shape and more feminine and more submissive, and of those, you and where your money and status gets you further, and where your money and status gets you further. You get to be the big baller that walks in the room over there. You get to be the big baller that walks in the room and all the women head turn. You get to be that over there. So the whole idea that we even have to have this conversation with men, about the politics of dating and mating between men and women when one person has USD, American dollars, in a third world country, and that somehow is criticized that he's going over there where he's the shit. It's like men have to have we got to put on the training wheels and walk men through the process of why that would be an advantageous situation to at least dabble in a little bit. We got to really walk through that one. We got to hold your hand and walk y'all through why that's an advantageous situation for a man. Like, to criticize that is the epitome of being gynocratic. I mean, you criticize, like, I mean, damn, like, what is you doing? Are you trying to save domestic, Keisha? Trying to discourage men from going over there? You want them over here? You want them dealing? I mean, like, what are you doing? What's your motive? What's your end game? Or is the end game just talking shit about black men, or whatever black men do, because you're anti-black male? Is that it? Black men say, hey, let's go left. It's fun over there. No, it ain't. It's like I'm just trying to figure out what's the angle here. Trying to figure out what's the angle here. All right, go to the next one. Bring up the next one. E-Black T. Look, man. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I do appreciate that. Okay, I'll respond to what you said. I actually went and looked at your channel, and you be into some shit that I can't rock with. Man. Yeah, you be playing in the mud, and I didn't know that. But thank you for the $2 super chat. She didn't mention black men though, just passport bros. Dude, the bro in the passport bro, the bro means black. Like, cut it out. The bro means black. She meant passport. So if you would have said men who travel in general, then you would have been talking generally men who travel. When you say passport bros, you're talking about black men. That is a movement started by black men. That was an outgrowth from the black manosphere. To try to say she wasn't talking about black is ridiculous. What's the angle? But all right, go to the next one. Bishop Macbone in the building says, Max, i.e. real men are always winning. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Macbone back in here with another one, says mode 1 for life. I thought you were saying mode 4 for life. That's okay. Excuse me, I'm tripping. Mode 1 for life. Mode 1. That's spelled funny. But anyway, no free attention. Shout out to the late great ARC. The master teacher of verbal seduction and erotic dirty talk. His book on erotic dirty talk is the only one that I've never read or listened to the audiobook, and I really don't care to do that one, but I read all his other 3, and they were classics.
Another one.
So shout out to you. Do appreciate you. Chris Brooks in the building says, these modern women are just jealous passport bros. These modern women are just jealous of passport bro. Jealous that passport bros found holes over there like the new hole rush. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Number 16 in the building. Okay, he's responding via super chat. Okay, I got to get back into the show, but I got to get to this one. Number 16 in the building says, you suggested Keisha's in traditional countries are better than the ones over here in regards to Amira. Well, no, it wasn't in regards to Amira, because I don't know shit about Amira. I don't care nothing about Amira. She's kind of the avatar, but I'm setting her aside. The question that I asked is, are the worst women from a more Muslim traditionally raised woman from a Muslim country, the worst of them, the ones who who couldn't hack it over there, are they still probably better than the average or even the better of women from a Western country, particularly Western Black America? That was my question, and it was just a question. So what does that allude to? I have no problem with men going after foreign Keisha. Do your thing. All right. I wouldn't recommend going after foreign Keisha if you're trying to marry a chick. If you're trying to find a wife, somebody to start a family with, I wouldn't recommend foreign Keisha. I was asking a separate question. I was asking a separate question. Do a more Muslim, a Muslim traditional country that where the women are raised more traditional are the worst from the group over there. How are they in comparison to the better of the group over here? That's simply what I'm asking. Keisha this, Keisha that. The Keisha muddies the water of the question. That's why I removed Keisha from the question. But that's all I'm asking.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
I'm pro men getting the best results they could possibly get. But all right, let's get back into it. But thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate that. And thank you for clarifying your statement.
Where else do they go? Thailand? Thailand. Where Bangkok is, where there's a bunch of lady boys. Oh, that place? Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to be virginal souls in Thailand.
Okay, again, this is where the dick policing comes in. Heavy. The man is going to Thailand to have sex. Now, she brought up some lady boys. I don't know what the hell you bring that up for. And that's, to me, that's one of the worst, most disingenuous criticisms of anybody who's criticizing passport bros. Out of the billions of women in the world that don't live in the United States, you're going to make an argument that implies that they're going over there to get with lady boys. I mean, that's ridiculous. But this is where the dick policing comes in strong. Where it reeks of the only way that black men can validly travel is if they're traveling with a full-blown chastity belt on and saving themselves until they find a wife. No, black men can travel for a myriad of reasons. And if one of those reasons, which I think is a primary one, which is a Darwinian call from within. It's to have sex. Now, some people may deny that, but most of the people that I've talked to, that yes, it's for the women. It's for the women. Yes, they are having sex. Yes, men are having sex with women. Yes. The argument implies that black men are not validly traveling. They're not validly passport broing it up unless they're looking for a wife. Then that's the only way that it's a movement. No, men are going to be around women. A lot of the men who passport bro it up, they don't like their results over here. They're going to a different market. How is that a problem? Again, it only makes sense. Her argument only makes sense when she tried to front load it with the premise that they are only traveling, that they are specifically only traveling to find a wife. Now, if somebody literally says, I got a passport, and the only reason I have a passport is because I want to go find the woman that I'm going to marry. If somebody were to say that, and then you see them out on the strip on the strip in Thailand, then yeah, you found that individual in a contradiction. The only reason he's traveling is not to find a wife. He's also trying to have some sexual experiences. Nothing wrong with that. But seeing as he's a global citizen at that point, seeing as he's meeting women from overseas, seeing as he's probably constantly talking to women from overseas, he's probably overseas multiple times a year. In the event that he ever do want to settle down, he more than likely will find a wife from overseas. And he will find some casual sex partners from overseas as well. Just like I found casual sex partners over here before I found the woman that I'm in a relationship with now. That's how it works. Wherever you meet the woman that you're going to be with, that's also the same place that you meet the women that you're not going to be with. and you and those women that you're not going to end up with in something long term, yeah, y'all have sex every now and then. How is that a problem? How is that a problem?
Where are the countries that these passport bros go to find women? Let me offer you guys some information. When it comes down to women and wives, the most proper women that I know for myself, the most proper women that I know tend to be Eurasian women. Women in between, the most proper women that I know tend to be Eurasian women. Women in between that old Soviet Union area. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Kazakhstan, Tajikistan. I can't even say the word. Tajikistan. You understand all of the stands, right? Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan. All of these women are from villages. Not only are they from villages, they are trained wives. They are trained from birth to be a wife. And if the passport bros were serious about finding a proper wife because these Western women are just so bad, then why aren't you going there to find your wives? Oh, I know, teacher. I know. Because they're not having sex in those countries. That's why. This whole passport bro ideology it's nothing more than travel sex, I guess. Sex and travel, what do you call it? Because how many
The word she was looking for was sex tourism. The word she was looking for is sex tourism. I want to back up what she said again real quick. Hold on.
there to find your wife? Because and if the passport bros were serious about finding a proper wife because these Western women are just so bad, then why aren't you going there to find your wives? Oh,
Correct me if I'm wrong. Have passport bros said that the sole purpose that they're traveling, that they're a passport bro, is to simply find a wife? I have not heard them say that. I've heard them talk a lot about many other things that they down there for. But if you want one, you got much better luck overseas than over here. She's talking about going to these places where they're not having sex and blah 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 blah. No, men want sex. Men want sex. They never said they didn't want sex. Nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. She's front loading the argument. She's front loading the argument with something that she's front loading the argument with a bunch of shit that nobody ever said. She's rolling the argument down a narrow hallway that you are only validly passport broing if you are strictly looking for a wife. Whereas all these other men of all these other races who have found wives in foreign countries, particularly white men, have found wives in foreign countries. You want to know what they did before they married that woman? I'm pretty sure they had some casual sex with some other women in foreign countries. I'm pretty sure that happened.
oh, I know, teacher. I know. Because they're not having sex in those countries. That's why. This whole passport bro ideology it's nothing more than travel sex, I guess. Sex and travel, what do you call it? Because how many marriages do you see happening overseas because a man went to a country and said, you know what? I am vetting a woman. I'm not sleeping with her. I'm not sleeping with the neighborhood talent. I'm not riding the neighborhood bicycles. I'm not doing that. No. I'm here strictly because I want to find a woman. I want to find a proper woman, a proper lady, a proper wife. I am vetting and I'm taking my time and I'm doing no.
You see how she's saying that black men must travel with a chastity belt on. Black men must travel with a chastity belt. That's the only way the movement is valid. Y'all must travel with a 100% chastity belt. Then you're valid. If you don't got a chastity belt on and you're also having some casual sex and you're having some fun, you developed yourself and you got yourself together to the point where, hell, you're just making enough money to where you can travel back and forth. It do cost some money to travel from country to country. You get yourself built up that much to where you could do that, and you shouldn't have some fun with it, especially if you're not winning the game over. If you're not winning the game over here in this country. If you're not winning the game over here in this country, you should go. You go somewhere else, and also not win in the whole casual aspect of having sex. Don't experience that. Don't experience that. You must remain a good little boy. You got to be Bible in hand, looking for a Bible in hand with a chastity belt, looking for a wife. That's essentially her argument. That's essentially her argument.
I don't see that. What I see is a bunch of men posting pictures online in Brazil on the beautiful beaches with the white sands, and that's all beautiful and lovely, of course. But I see them posting pictures saying, look at the beautiful women here. Look at the beautiful women here.
Of course. It's like, this is where the part get goofy. This is where it gets real goofy.
Why don't we have this in America? Why doesn't America have women like this? Oh, look, they're so beautiful and feminine and sweet, and they'll do anything for me. Yeah, because you have money.
Could somebody explain to me how is that a problem? I got you, GC, on the link. Could somebody explain to me how that is a problem? Let me see. Let me send it. Just sending the link to Game Changer. I'm gonna open it up real soon. This link is just for. Well, I'm actually emailing it to Game Changer. I'm gonna open it up real soon. She's saying that, oh, those women, they're feminine, they're submissive, they do whatever you want, they're real friendly and they're real nice. He says, yeah, because you have money. As if that was some dun dun dun. Like, what the hell? I'm pretty sure Lil Wayne ugly ass get feminine, submissive women that do pretty much what he say. It's not because they like his personality or his speech cadence. It's not because they like all that about him. It's not because he's a really nice guy and they really just want to get to know. No, it's because he has money. Why not go somewhere where your money stretched like Lil Wayne money and experience what he experienced? And guess what? He's going to mess around with a lot of chicks and going to be with a lot of women. And when he's ready to sit down and settle down somewhere, he'll be able to just pick. He'll be able to pick the best of which one he want to settle down with. So he's going to be able to do all those things. You're saying Passport Bros can only do one of those things? That is ridiculous. GC, I sent the link to your email. That is ridiculous. That is just patently ridiculous to sit here and try to argue like she's telling men that these women are only acting right for you because you have money. I remember I saw it was it was a commercial for it was a TV show, a little advertisement for a TV show, and some woman said, as if it was a bad thing. She was like, "That young girl only wants to be with you because you're that young girl only wants to have sex with you because you're rich and successful." And he said, that statement should have been made with confetti and balloons. Like, it's like, that's not a problem for men. Okay. we don't like somebody said on my show last night. We don't want to play on all Madden. Okay. We don't want to date on all Madden. We don't want to put it at the hardest level. If there's a cheat code when it comes to dating, goddamn it, we want to plug in the cheat code. And if the cheat code is going somewhere where your $70,000 a year hit like $700,000 to them, you damn near a millionaire when you step over there. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We don't want to date. We don't mind. We don't want to date on all Madden. We don't want to date on all Madden. Like that's the most irrelevant statement ever. That was the most irrelevant statement ever. These women are only nice to you because you have money. Okay.
Women, they're not stupid. They see you, passport bro. The other side of this issue, most of the passport bros tend to be black. Am I?
No, all passport bros are black. Now, there are plenty of men with passports that travel that are of all various races, and there's some men who are not passport bros who travel. I mean, there are some men who are not passport bros who are black but travel. There are men who are bros. They're bros with passports but not passport bros. Okay, but it's just showing a lack of understanding. She said most passport bros are black. I mean, that's what the bro in passport bro means. It means black.
Am I gonna? Do you guys want me to say it? I'll say it if no one else will, because I'm not afraid of saying the truth. What you're going to find when you go as a black man to countries that are very much racist. I'm not gonna try to. I was gonna try to give you guys down the soft words, like, oh, a country that doesn't accept this or this. No, they're racist. They're
Now she's playing the race card. Now she's doing the race thing. Oh, Dane C is telling me there are white guys calling themselves passport bros. Okay, they adopting the movement. Okay, cool, whatever. I didn't know that. I know where it started. So there's that. But that's as cringe as it gets. Like,
yeah, that's kind of bad. Well, it's really bad that she suggested certain countries. She suggested Slavic countries, and then said you're going to go to places where it's racist. And before she was saying that, why are these brothers going to places where they're used to black people, like Brazil and stuff like that, like South America, the South American countries. She's saying that, why are they going there instead of for going to a place that ends with Stan? Well, Stan is probably racist as hell. So she's all over the place. Essentially what she's getting at, and this is what I gleaned from watching it up to this point, is that she's upset that brothers are not really going to her country, like her type of countries. And furthermore, she's upset that brothers do not appreciate virgins the way that she feels that she should, and the way that she wants to be appreciated, and she wants her virgin women to be appreciated. The thing is, Amira, is like your husband, men want to have sex with women before getting with that final virgin. Your
Right.
husband had kids before he met you, and your husband had money before he met you. And you admitted yourself that, that's one of the main reasons that you married him. So to be clear, it's not a bad thing to first you get the money, then in everywhere on earth, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the virgin, like your husband did. Now, all the dirt that your husband did to have the kids prior to that was done in your country. So let's not pretend like Brazil is the only place in the world where women have sex before marriage. No, they do that in your neck of the woods too. Understand that. Just so happens that Brazilian women are hotter. And yes, you are hotter than the typical American woman, because the typical American woman is fat. But you're not hotter than the Brazilian chicks. I'm sorry, this is true. My words are true.
Well said. And you brought up some of that insider info. Oh shit. Hold on. My bad. Wait a minute. You brought up some of that inside information that I don't be knowing about and I don't be caring about. But it's interesting that if she did state that she married a man because he had money, I find it odd that she would even have anything remotely critical to say to the men, pointing out to them that these women only want you because you have money. And that was her motivation for being with the man that she's with. It's like, yeah, having money can get you a win if you're a man. Like, no shit. So that just blows me away. That blows me away. All right, I'll play a little more of it. I'll play some more of it. We'll open this all the way up pretty soon. But let's go.
Words like, oh, a country that doesn't accept this or this. No, they're racist. They're racist, fully racist. Yeah. They're more racist than your lovely America. But what you're gonna find there as a black man, you go there with a big wad of money, right, in your pocket, and you say, I'm a passport bro. Forget these Western women. I'm going to the East. No, I'm going to South America. I'm going to find me a woman with this here money. Gonna put her in this here bag, put her on my shoulder, and I'm gonna haul her back home. That's
okay, could you pause right there?
Yep, I knew you was gonna jump in on that one. Go ahead.
What she's describing is her wedding day. Like walking to someone with a big bag of money and being put in a bag and hauled over her shoulder, that is her wedding day. You seen Borat, right?
No, but she made a Borat joke at the beginning of the show, so there's that.
Yeah,
she did a Borat impression, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, apparently they do have sacks that he put over Pamela Anderson and said, "This is my wife now." No, that didn't happen. But I'm just saying, it's funny that she used the bag analogy because that is very similar to her wedding day. See, it's amazing. She all but said that she married for money. She works for her husband. Her husband is well-to-do. Her husband had, previous relations and relationships. Her husband was significantly older than her. Significantly. So yeah, let's not, like, oh, I can't believe you guys are trying to lead with your wallet. Your husband led with a treasure chest. And one of those lamps.
Good luck.
My lamps, just so you understand. And I don't know this for sure, but I assume that she comes from one of those countries where they pay for everything in Aladdin lamps. Like, you go to the store and you give the person an Aladdin lamp, and then they give you several sacks of rice. Like, is that the currency there?
I don't know the currency there. Perhaps.
Okay.
But, all right.
Because that's why you never get a super chat from
them.
You're
going to have to deal with the family. You're going to have to see it.
Can't super chat lamp currency. Okay. Anyway, all right.
Her father. You're going to have to deal with the good luck. As soon as you go there, you're going to have to deal with the family. You're going to have to see her father. You're going to have to see what they may say or what they may not say, but we know what they could be thinking about that situation. So
now this is what I don't like either. Like this is a stupid part where they this is a stupid part where they're telling men who travel. Now I can understand if she thought she had an audience, and maybe she thinks she does. Maybe she does have an audience of men who've never traveled, who are just considering it. Okay, fair enough. You could be warning, because, like, truth be told, all the passport bros that I've had conversations with, they've talked about the odds and ends of that. They've talked about how, yeah, there is some racism over there. There are some family dynamics over there. There are a lot of things going on over there. Like Pablo talked about all the time, how most of the women over there, they typically live with men. There aren't any single women living by their, I mean, it varies, I guess, with area particularly. But you said you don't see single women just living by themselves. So it's a good chance you may end up having to meet the men over there for a woman you're dealing with. Like that's something that's a regular conversation. That's a regular conversation that passport bros have all the time. So it's like she's like trying to give a fair warning. You're going to have to do this, going to have to do this, going to have to do that. I mean, it's like, and it's okay to have that discussion, but she's saying it like it's a deterrent. Like it's a deterrent from doing it. Like that's when that's where the dick policing gets on full tilt. But go ahead.
Well, it's kind of weird because she's saying that meeting the father is a bad thing. you know, where, because you never really have to meet Keisha's father because Keisha don't have fathers, you know. So she's really saying, I don't know, I don't think, maybe she's saying like you're not used to meeting fathers, so
No,
you're
she's
not
saying that
prepared.
that's a bad thing. But if she's saying that these
Yeah,
women are so not traditional, then that sounds more traditional if
yeah,
they're meeting a father. But anyway.
yeah. I don't really care about, you know, meeting a father, you know, especially since he'd probably be my age. Yeah. Ha. Okay.
I don't believe that the majority of Asian men who have a daughter want to give their daughter to a black man. I don't believe that the
Yeah,
Okay, pause
definitely
right
if you're
there.
talking about Chinese or Japanese, but what is it? What would you say in the Philippines, where you've been?
Oh no, they don't care. Now, okay, notice in the Philippines, they will have some people there who will say, "Oh no, we're racist." So blah 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 blah. By the way, here's my sister-in-law. I had a cab driver do just that, right? Pissed me off too. He was like, you know, how do you, you know, you want to find women here? I know it's hard because women here, they don't like black. They don't like black. And then he said, but my wife's sister, you know, she liked black. And then he showed me a picture and it was the ugliest bitch I ever seen. She was
Nah,
old, fat, and ugly and shit. I was like, no, don't. I was like, well, you know, just like the women here don't like black men, I don't like old fat chicks. So don't try to pawn her off to me. He was like, but what are you gonna do? They don't like, they don't. I don't give a first of all, they do. Let's get that clear. They just paint that narrative to try to unload their garbage onto my penis. But I'm not falling for that, and I don't want y'all to do that either. No, no. Do they exist racist women there? Yes. Do they exist women who only prefer Asian or white guys there? Yes, absolutely. You know, nevertheless, you are better off finding a fit, feminine, friendly woman there than here. You know, that is period. And I'm talking about by a long shot. And yes, they fathers will approve. See, what she's not telling you is that nobody nowhere in Asia approve of their daughter becoming an old ass spinster hag. Nobody approves of that, you know. And once that daughter start reaching 22 and she's single, they do not care. All their racism go out the fucking door, you know. Now, what racism is also confused with globally is broke ass niggaism. You see, all of the world is anti broke ass niggaism. They're against it. They're against broke ass niggas, which will come off as racism, especially if that particular country has a large African immigrant population. They associate black with first generation immigrants here looking for work, you know, but with no generational wealth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Broke niggas. So you have to fight that stigma. Once you make it clear to the father that you are not a broke ass nigga, then the sky is the limit. In many countries, they will introduce you to their other daughters and ask for the hookup. So, and I'm not saying they say marry both my daughters. I'm saying like they like, you know, do you have anybody else that's interested in blah blah blah. So yeah. So miss me with that.
all right, all right, all right. Let me get to the super chats. Bring up the last super chat that I read. Pull that one up. All right, all right, all right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Actually, let me check. Oh, it's gonna be sort of difficult to check the cash apps today because I just got a new phone. All right, that was says mode one. I think it's gonna be mode one forever. Mode night, no, mode forever. How's that a correction? Balls and backbone of vibranium. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Still don't know what you mean, but thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Marcus Evans in the building with the $2 super chat says she sounds goofy. Yep, I agree. Amari Sigma in the building says USD is leverage. Winners win, losers pocket watch. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Charles Merchant in the building said, okay, go ahead real quick.
No. I just want to say about the USD winning thing. Yeah, it's not even that. Listen, it's not. It's anti-broke ass niggaism. If you find like the redneckiest, you know, those XXX jug drinking niggas on the porch,
Mhm.
you know, like, and her daughter bring home a Lil Wayne looking nigga that's broke as hell, he's going to just drop in bombs all day. But you know, if she brings home like, you know, a Blair Underwood real estate investment type dude, he's gonna say son real quick and not give a care. It's not even that. It's anti-niggaism. It's anti-broke niggaism. Period. It's a global phenomenon. It's a global phenomenon. You know, anti-broke niggaism is a global phenomenon. And the reason why broke black men have it worse than broke white men, because a broke white man could look like he has money, where a broke black man can't. They look broke.
Charles Merchant in the building with $10 super chat. He says one must wonder why she doesn't start with the actual passport bros route, which is the disgust of the American women.
She did start with that.
Yeah, but she said that your disgust is only valid if you're only going over there looking for a wife, looking for a chased woman, and you're being chased while you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially her argument. That was the most egregious thing that I was just like, okay, I do got to cover this.
Her husband wasn't chased when he married her.
Yes, he was a
They
successful
expect
man.
men to just go to these countries, regrow a virginity, and then wait for a woman who claims she's a virgin. They are out their damn mind.
That's why I said a black man is only properly passport broing it up if he's doing it with a chastity belt on. That's he got to have on a chastity belt or try to find a wife. That's essentially her argument as I see it. But okay, pull up the next one. What we got in here? Pearl says black men using money to elevate status is a crime. Black men enjoying self is a crime. Black men leaving abuse is a crime. De-police criminal code. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Who else we got? Marriage, Politics, Sports in the Building says, I jumped on that show, had a serious issue with the title and the premise. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I didn't watch it far enough to see when you jumped on there. I did see a little bit of it, though. Sir Tice in the building says, random manosphere historical fact. King Sigma is a person who coined passport bros. Absolutely. I just found that out very recently. Christian Hutchinson in the building says, Asians want their daughters to get with guys who are productive. This is spoken from a man who has an Asian wife who comes from a very patriarchal Asian family.
These words are true.
Yeah. And when I interviewed Christian Hutchinson on that, he said they were skeptical of him at first because he hadn't produced anything yet. But once they saw how he was moving, he stepped back. In fact, he basically he would probably word it differently, but based off the story he told and how he made the moves he made and became, own all this real estate that's up into the, he owns, he's basically he's a real estate millionaire. It don't mean he's got $2 million in his back pocket, but if you add up his net worth from all the properties he's owned, yeah, he's in the millions. And damn it, new phone. I don't know how to turn it off yet. All right. And that Asian dad basically set back. Basically, Christian Hutchinson is the patriarch of all of that shit over there. Even her Asian dad is looking up to him.
Exactly.
He's the big man in the family now. Because he's
not
outperforming.
Racism, it's
he's outperforming his Asian father-in-law, who has to look to him for some things. It's like I'm not gonna get into his story, but yeah. But Christian Hutchinson in the building, he says Asians want their daughters to get with guys who are productive. They prefer their own. Yes. Do they lean toward white men? Yes. But they care about job title. Yeah, they care that you're successful. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that.
And they act like it's a new concept, and they also act like they also behave as if black men who follow a traditional template don't think the same way. Remember Coming to America Part 1, where you had Cleo McDowell. He wasn't
Ooh.
anti-African. He was anti, I don't want you marrying this nigga that's mopping my floor.
Yeah, but as soon
then
as he
his
found
whole-
out, yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like with the Asian parents. You know, like oh, he's a prince. And then he's like, son, Akeem, how you
Yeah.
doing? Get Daryl out of here. And then he sick the dog on the last boyfriend. That's exactly what it's like. And she calls it racism. She's stupid.
Majority of Thai or Filipino men who have their daughter think, you know what, I can't wait for my daughter to grow up and to get taken away by a black man. I don't know that to happen too often, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is an abundance of men wanting to.
They're not sitting around saying, I can't wait for my daughter to be taken away by a black man. Yeah, you
No, they
describe it like
don't.
a nigga coming through with a ski mask on in the middle of the night. No, they don't want that. That's what you tried to depict the shit. But anyway, go ahead.
No, listen, they call non-Filipino men foreigners. They really don't differentiate too much unless they're trying to hustle you like that cab driver. But they really don't differentiate too much, and yes, they do think about, it would be nice if their daughter was taken by a foreigner.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all seen the Filipina P, so we know how that goes.
I didn't see that, so I don't know what you're referencing.
Yeah, well, the Filipina P. No, I'm just saying, like her show, throughout the show she calls foreigners foreigner, and they don't really distinguish the difference between the type of foreigner. Now, the ones who actively seek it do, because some foreigners reputedly have more money than others, particularly like Korean ones. They see a Korean, they like, ooh, because apparently for whatever reason they come with bigger money than the Australians or the white Americans. But nevertheless, it's more money than the typical Filipino dude.
The link is in the chat. Anybody want to come up and have a part of this conversation? There, I know there are some people in the chat room that had some subtle pushback or disagreement with some of the things that I was saying, or maybe you got some disagreement with some of the things the Game Changer has said. By all means, hit the link. The link is in the chat room for anybody to come up. Anybody to come up for any reason, come on up. Have your say.
To get their daughters off the black American men. Who knows? But the other thing is, I've seen that the passport bros go to these countries. I've seen one of them. He made a video. It was so funny. He was in the Philippines, I believe, or Thailand. Or Vietnam. He was in Vietnam. He was walking down the street, walking past all of these massage parlors. And it really looked like, a red light district. He was walking past all of them. And he is a tall black man, very handsome, I may say. Handsome black man walking down the street. And then he goes, look, all of these Asian women, they want me. Do you guys see that video? It's on YouTube. It's on the shorts. If you guys go into the shorts, it's on there. He goes with his phone and he's like, look at how they like me. Look. And all of the girls were like, hi. I can see you. Oh, come here. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, yeah. All of that. Come on, internet. Keep up. Get it together, internet. He did that. And I sat there and thought, do you know why they're doing that? They're doing that because they assume that you have money. This has nothing to do with you being cute.
Nothing to do with you being cute. Wow.
It don't.
She thinks that's something that she's like men are going to clutch their pearls because they're finding out that the women don't think they're cute. They want you for your money. Oh, all right, go ahead.
Well, no, that's because Black American men do clutch their pearls. For whatever reason, Black American men, they do seek physical validation. That's why you have some guy in your chat room talking about, I'm a Mac, I got swag. They do feel a need to get that type of validation. And she's saying that, you're not going to get that from them. And you're right. Being handsome don't really work, at least in the Philippines. That's the only Asian country I've been to for a significant period of time. Don't really work to your favor the same way it works here in the US. It doesn't, not by a long shot. You could be a Michael B. Jordan, and because the women, for the most part, the non-working women are fucking with purpose, and that purpose is marriage. It really don't matter, as much as it does here. In other words, they're not gonna fuck you just because they find you handsome. That's not really, that's not really a thing that happens too often there.
That's why I say
know that there's gonna be guys that says
you gotta be mode 2 over there. You gotta be indirect. You gotta make them think it's gonna last a little longer or something. You gotta get on that.
You can, and I'm pretty sure that would be effective. I wouldn't do that. I do that with American women. I wouldn't do that with Filipino women.
Well, what do you do with Filipino women?
No, okay. So in dealing with Filipino women, well, actually, the time I went to the Philippines, I actually didn't know that they were looking for relationships. I thought that they were also into like casual vacation type thing, kind of like with the stove and the and the Dominican. I thought it was something like that. Like, I show you a good time, you show me a good time. But the interesting thing about the Filipino girls is that they continue to call long after I left. Like they would still continue to call, like, hey, look at this, remember we went to Wendy's, and then they'll show me a picture of them in Wendy's. Like, and this is like months afterwards. They continue to call. They were serious. They really wanted a relationship. See, I didn't really know that until then. So that's what I did do. But was I going there on some, oh yes, I want to marry you, one day, and selling them a fantasy? No, they sold themselves a fantasy. I just didn't know that. If I would have known that that's how they got down before I went, I wouldn't even fucked any of them. Like, real talk.
All right, I'm gonna play a little bit more, then we're gonna bring the panel into this.
This has nothing to do with you being a tall black man. This is all about them knowing that you're an American. But
don't care.
I believe passport bros think, oh look, they like me. Over here, I'm a king. In America, I'm nothing, but over here, I'm a king.
She's jumping out the window on some stupid stuff. She's basically making an argument that, like, she literally think passport bros are going over there saying, "Oh, over here they think I'm pretty." It's like no. It's like we understand how USD compared to their currency work and how American status works. Everybody understands that. That's just ridiculous for her to even it's so much wrong with everything that she's saying. I think that's pretty much it. I think she opened it up shortly after that. So let's
let me tell the fella something.
Okay.
If you're not pretty here, and there are pretty guys here, but if you're not pretty here, you won't be prettier in most Latin countries. Is there a rule that you will be pretty in Asia because Asian men, but you will not be pretty in, Dominican men are pretty, like Brazilian men are pretty. Like, what genes do you think that you have that they don't? Like, you're both black, tall, dark, and they have tall, dark, and handsome there. By every definition of pretty that you have for a man, they have that in South America.
We will use that word pretty.
Hold on, dude. Hold on.
Okay, fine. We'll call it handsome. By every definition of handsome that you have, as a Black American man, whether you say Drake is handsome or I don't know, Chris Brown or whoever, or Michael B. Jordan, they have the equivalent in these countries. So don't expect to go to a place, getting over on just your look.
All right. Let's go ahead and pass it around. Go ahead, dirty folks. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Shout out to Bernard. Shout out to Game Changer. Yo, Game. So you said something earlier, and I want to piggyback off that, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't care what she got clothes on. She dumb. She contradicts herself in every sentence, like girls do. I don't care about what she says, right? Why don't you go to Russia? Oh, Russia hates black people. Like, girls are dumb. But you said something about the Philippines.
Okay.
About men being broke, right? And she said something about the Philippines about finding a lady boy. And I know for a fact, because I have mentees that's in the service and they go to the Philippines. And he was like, yo, big homie, they whole Bumble ain't nothing but lady boys. I'm like, yo, go outside. And he went outside and came back with and had threesomes the rest of the week. Here's the thing. My question is, do you know what the economy is there? Are they under the global economy, like $2 a day type of thing?
Yeah. The one of the women that I mess with, she works as a seamstress, and yeah, she told me that that she made like $1 and some change a day working as a seamstress. And fun fact about her, after being with her for like 4 days or something, she asked me for some pillows as a gift for all the time that she spent, and she was happy and she cherished those pillows, and pillows were like 2 for $5. And so yeah, I do know that that times are hard there, and yeah, they do live off $2 a day.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's damn near a week worth of work. Those $5 pillows.
Yeah, exactly. And so is the trip to Wendy's. Like we went to Wendy's, and yeah, that is a week's worth of work. So
most places outside of America in Western, it's $2 a day. If you look up the
yeah, that's what I said. The global minimum wage. That's why I was like, yo, are they under that? Under that?
Yeah,
yeah. So if you think that her father is going to say, oh, he's black, when you make $2 a minute, they
okay, two things.
Yeah.
Number one, nobody cares about race. They care about behavior. And it just so happens that when you go to those nations, most quote unquote black people that see are Nigerians, and we all know Nigerians are shiesty, right?
Yeah, they are ruling the reputation globally.
Yeah. And number two, people love black men. They don't like black women. Our women.
Well, actually, you know what? I have to change that, because outside of the world, they look at your passport. So as long as you don't have an African passport, you're seen as different.
There you go. I'll roll with that. Because everybody else goes off nationality and religion. They really don't go off color like that.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of jealousy with Africans and African Americans. Because what happened is, when they had the African passport, in most countries they treat them like shit. But when we come up with our American passport, we get treated differently.
It's true. That's what I was saying when I said that they're against broke ass niggaism. And yeah, African immigrants who are just trying to make a buck, just like people who immigrate here to America, they are looked down upon, and you can be looked down upon with them.
Let's be fair, bro. We look down upon the Nigerian prince, and we got $250 million if we send an email. We look down on them too, bro. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
we don't look down on Ike.
Yeah. But the ones that come over here, let's keep it real. They don't tell you, most of the Nigerians that come here in America, they got money.
Yeah.
All the ones that don't got money, they go to Western Europe, China. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why it's different. It's not trust. It's all immigrants, because when you really check it, because it's expensive to come to America. These people got money. Don't let them think, oh, they just broke and they worked their way up hard. No. They got money when they got here.
America has a lottery program. First of all, a broke person can't get here because they have to cross an ocean, and you can't do that, for free. You can't just walk over like people in our neighboring southern border can do.
Mm-hmm.
But they do that in Europe. Not necessarily walk over, but it is cheaper and easier for a broke person to immigrate to Europe than it is here. Yeah. But we have like a lottery system with so many countries, to where if you win this lottery, this citizenship lottery, because this is what my ex did, then you can become an American citizen. And every year they have a certain amount that they pull. And it just so happened that we always pull the doctors and engineers like that. Oh, what a hell of a coincidence! Like we never.
Well, what I heard the way somebody explained that is that yes, it's a lottery, but there are certain qualifications you have to meet in order to make it into the lottery. That must mean more people are meeting the qualifications than what we're willing to bring over here at one time. So of those that meet the qualifications, they run it through the lottery. So it's not like they're just going to a random mud hut in Kenya somewhere and just saying, hey, you won the lottery. It's like, no, you gotta go through the proper channels and meet the proper credentials. Probably gotta have the money.
Yeah, you have to pay for it. No, I'm just saying, like, but it does seem like we get the best of the best. Like they all graduate at the top of their class. Like Silicon Valley is full of lottery fucking winners. Like, come on now. That can't be a coincidence.
I've argued with a lot of people on that one, that they're not just picking random people from other countries who are coming over here and then just kicking ass. It's a process. It's a process in how they're picking.
Well, what I'm saying is that our perception of Africans is a lot different because we're getting
the best. Yeah, we're getting the best.
That's not my perception. I still think they filthy Africans. Here's the thing, bro. When she talked about, because everything she said is wrong, but she got clothes on, so I get it.
Later on, if you watch this video, when Ed and a bunch of other people came on, she tried to say, "Oh, let's stop making this about race. Let's stop making it about race." I didn't see this part in the beginning because I came more in the middle when I saw this live yesterday. So when you guys play this, it's funny because watch, you keep playing it, she's gonna act like, "Oh, this is not about race. This is not about race."
I would never watch a clothed woman talk. Like, there's no purpose. But,
all right, go ahead and finish your point, Morpheus.
No, I'm just saying it's good that you're showing this in the beginning, because if you keep playing, especially because Edward Anderson got on there, that's why I started watching it last night, and he was bringing it. They were trying to say, "Oh, this is not about race. This is not about race." So I never saw this part which you just played. So it's funny how this goes down. But
yeah, I don't think you can address Passport Bros on a black channel like Lapeef and then try to make it seem like you're not talking about indirectly to black men. Like, it's clear that she was addressing black men who I mean, Passport Bros started in the black manosphere. King Sigma coined the phrase. Pablo, all that whole, we know where it came from. We know where it started. So all right, I'm gonna pass it down to the panel. We got Finding Love in the Dominican Republic. That name sounds familiar.
Flit. That's Flit DR.
Yeah.
Okay, Flip DR.
What's up, Game Changer? Game Changer know who I am, and I've been always ghost watching you, so it's a privilege to be up here. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with your name.
Usually when I pop on the panels, I start supporting after that, so you can expect me to support you in regard to that.
I appreciate it.
I'm pretty good with that. Game Changer, no. At the same, so I watched the show last night, and it was interesting. I didn't hear the beginning point. I caught in the middle as well, and she kind of changed her opinion at the end of it. I know you're gonna play it and review it, but she kind of changed it. But it's very interesting that she had those strong opinions in the beginning, like very stereotypical and it could be almost borderline racist in some ways. So that's very interesting the way how she was talking. But at the same time, I don't know. We should never, black men should never feel ashamed by traveling overseas and how the world perceive us and respond to us. We so much brainwashed in the United States with the negativity about black men that we sometimes we surprised when we're overseas, and then only by was watching the other people, Passport Bros or brothers that travel, and their experiences that we realize, man, we accepted in Sweden, we accepted in Australia. Yeah, I mean, you hear some of the guys that been out there. You don't hear about those spots a lot, but some brothers that been out there, they saying they love black men out there in Australia and Sweden and things of that nature. So it's quite interesting. It's something that the world is a big ocean, man. We gotta explore it. We gotta investigate to see if that's true. But that's all.
I agree.
Okay. All right. We got Christian. Look, he was having some camera issues or something going on. Were you ready?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm cleaning up one of my properties because I got to move in, so I had to do it myself today. Because anyway, so what I wanted to chime in on is, so Amira, see, this is the stuff that they just put out there because this is catering to a certain audience. She has to toe a certain line because she's on that network, and they know who their audience is, and that's completely removed from what the facts are. When you start talking about people coming from outside Western countries or first world, people are very pragmatic, and especially you have to understand, especially with like the Asian countries, what they we don't necessarily understand because so much of our history and politics is Eurocentric. You have to understand what they went through the second half of the 20th century. They had mass starvation in that part of the world. There was tyrants who, Pol Pot made Stalin and Hitler look like kindergarten students over there. So you have to understand like how many people died from starvation, famine, civil war, post World War II over there. And so you have a lot of those places that have industrialized and they're starting to gain wealth, but a lot of people fled basically as economic refugees. But because the West was industrialized, it didn't look like how it looked in the 1700s or 1800s when Europe was doing it. And so what happens is when those families are evaluating men, they're saying, look, we were in a tough situation in our home country, and we're not coming over here to be in a tough situation and to have our daughters get involved with someone who's going to be in a tough situation, because we could be in a tough situation here if we wanted to be in a tough situation. So that whole thing, is there barriers on race? Yes, there is, but you have to understand why that was. Because of typically their first exposure to, for instance, with white males, they either were there via the military, or B, because they were there when they were opening up manufacturing facilities in that part of the world. So they were dealing with very, very high level white males, not just guys who were like accountants. You're talking about guys who owned the plants, who ran the plants, who were the CEOs. I mean, high level C-suite clerks. So that was the first white men that they were really exposed to, either them or the military people. So it was a completely different thing. So when they get over here stateside, yeah, they might have a bias or that to that. But the thing is, they're just trying to get in where they fit in to get a winner. That's all they care about. And once their parents see that they're hooked up with the winner, and there will be bias because of race. Because like I'm seeing it with my sister-in-law right now. But the guy my sister-in-law is dating right now is a white guy, and my in-laws are thoroughly unimpressed with him, and he's further along at his age than I was at his age, but they're kind of like, he hasn't done anything, because in some ways he's older than when I met my wife, right? He's like 33 or 34, so he's being graded very differently than when they met me when I was 25. So it's just different.
Interesting. One thing that you said and I'll pass it around to the panel on this. You said something like about, she's saying all of that because that's the audience over there, and I'm like, well, is it? Or is this like a pivot? On the Lapeef network, they did run into all that, some drama of sorts when regarding that one chick trying to call them out for how they talk to the women over there or whatever. I thought that was some bullshit. But
the fact of the matter is that they're a purple pill space. They're a purple pill space. They have they're going to have a heavy female centric audience. They have a heavy pro black audience. They have a strong sector of pro black audience. And so Amira, she doesn't want to end up like Pearl, so she has to toe a certain line. So there's a little bit of pandering going on here, because she knows now. I can say maybe in the Middle East where she's from, we have to understand there's a ranking of men. A lot of women's families do not want their daughters dealing with Middle Eastern men under any circumstance. So she doesn't have a place to kind of talk about this in a lot of ways. Like that, we really get into it. Even though Middle Eastern men, when they come into Western countries, they are very, very well-to-do. A lot of people do not want their daughters involved with them in a lot of ways, more than black men in a lot of ways.
All right, real quick. Not sexy red. We accept pushback every day, literally every day. The link is in the chat every day. You can come up here and get pushback whenever you want. So stop coming in here. I think it's a reoccurring theme. You keep asking that question or keep stating that we don't like pushback. The link is in the chat every day. All right, every day. Just letting you know. All right, what y'all think on that? I mean, listen.
Well, just one thing, real quick.
Go ahead.
Another thing is when other people go to date other women, we're not dating the same. A lot of times they push their women because a lot of times their daughters are considered ugly in their culture. I'll give you an example. Did you know when white men go to Asian women, that Asian men say they get the ugly version of Asian women? Did you know that? That's a big thing, because what an Asian man thinks is the most attractive Asian woman is completely different from what a white man thinks. Like, let's use us for example. A curvaceous white woman is going to be seen really sexy to a black man, but she's not that sexy to a white man. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these other cultures, their daughters are considered ugly amongst their culture. So, but we might find them attractive, or white men might find them attractive, and they get a better deal. So that's another thing.
Yeah, like an example is like black men find Jessica Biel to be like a top-notch white woman, but for white men, Gwyneth Paltrow would be a top-notch white woman.
Right.
And most black men would be like Gwyneth Paltrow, like, you know, they're not feeling that.
Let's not forget
Even
Jessica
if
Alba.
The bill.
Even if you look at white men, think about it. When white men date black women, the black women that actually get the best white men, if you really think about it, are the really skinny, slim white black women with no booty. Now that's the only black woman I don't mind dating out, because they might as well, because they ain't got no booty. Let's keep it real. You ain't got no booty as a black woman, it's hard for you to date black men.
Nah, I won't say she don't.
Kelly Stamps don't have no booty.
Bill is top notch.
Well, little booty, put it that way, because I personally feel like all black women have booty, even if it's just small. But if you notice, they like the big titty, small booty.
Well, I mean, Kelly Stamps could get it. I mean, I don't think I'm much of an ass man.
But let's keep it real. You don't see them chasing after like a Megan Thee Stallion type black girl. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, but here's the thing with that. America liked the girl that wore a size 0 until Sir Mix-a-Lot dropped Baby Got Back.
Boom. So, I've been saying that.
So I mean, that is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying that you guys are wrong. I'm saying that our taste in women have changed over the last 30 years or so. But I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I think the real issue is this. As far as her synopsis on Passport Bros, she sounds like a black chick. She sounds like Keisha. No, for real. Me being a traveler, right? I'm not a world traveler. I'm like a Western Hemisphere traveler. You know, Jamaica. You know, Central America. I've never done the Europe thing, but I got friends that go to Europe. Matter of fact, in the late 90s, in 1998, we had a boy that worked at either Delta, United, or something that was getting us buddy passes to go to Bangkok to get outfits for $10, and he was bragging about how he had 2 girls spend the whole week with him for $12 and some change. You know what I'm saying? It was ironing his clothes and pretty much doing the slave thing. I was jealous. So even 20, 30 years ago, they were rocking with guys way before they were called Passport Bros. Those was going out the country and getting it in. Here's the thing. She says that, your beauty doesn't matter over there. And I know some pretty boys, and I know some handsome dudes, sexy, whatever, tall, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Everything she said is to say that black men, you're not good enough to be happy. That sounds like Keisha. No matter where you go, no matter what you try, you never deserve happiness. And
oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm being on that. I reject that.
Yeah. No, that was my biggest takeaway. That was my biggest takeaway. Yeah.
BFF is a disease. She's been around enough. Black women got the BFF disease.
Yeah. Lord Love Smith says to Game Changer. I'm about to go through the super chats, and I'll pass it to you, Game Changer, for whatever you were just about to say. But this first super chat is to you. He's asking Game Changer, can I run a train on Kelly Stamps?
You got to ask her that. I seen that earlier. Yeah. I should have said something in the chat, but yeah, you got to ask her that. I'm not her parent.
Can he run? I mean, that's running a train. It's not a one-man job.
Yeah. I mean, you and your boys can ask if you like.
Yeah. Okay. But all right. Number 16 in the building. He said, not enough pause in the world for what was said. He's referring to a Game Changer saying that there are pretty men in Brazil.
See, here's the thing. Amira said pretty men. So that's what I was going with. She said pretty man, but nevertheless, handsome, whatever you want to call it. Like, I mean, I've heard the term pretty boy before. I don't know why that would be any different than anyway. The point is that women fly from all over Europe to go get Dominican and Brazilian dick, and they go for African dick. So to think that you as an African American are going to outlooks them, that's not really what's going to happen.
All right. Number 16. Oh, wait, no, I already read that one. Go pull up the next one. Will Brown in the building says a married woman streaming about black men traveling is peak depolicing. Hashtag DICE. I think that's Dick Investigation Customs. Anybody remember what DICE stand for?
No, I wish I would.
Shout it out in the chat if you know what DICE stand for. It's an acronym or something that Edward Anderson came up with. Sir Jack Mehoff in the building said, pause on that, I guess. Pause. He says that's not true. Pol Pot only, okay, now we're about to get into that. Okay, that's not true. Pol Pot only killed 1.5 million. Only killed 1.5 million. He's Gandhi compared to Stalin. Put some respect on Pol's name. He doesn't even make top 10 butchers list.
Yeah, right. He did it in 3 years. He did 1.5 in 3 years. That's numbers.
Yeah, some people get it on longevity, like the Karl Malone of mass murdering. Then there's some people who just do it like Jordan, just put up in a short amount of time, run up to like Will Chamberlain. They only played 11 years and broke all them records. So yeah, and I understand what you're saying. It's better, I give Will Chamberlain, Jordan, then better scores than Karl Malone, who just did it on longevity. But all right. Fair points. Let's see. Oh, we're joined by Pablo. This was another one of those shows where I meant to. I was, I'll be scrambling, putting my shows together at the last minute. If I would have knew I was doing this one last night, I would have sent you an email so you could have been
that's
here.
All right.
Yeah, but anyway, I know you see the bat symbol in the air when I do a passport bro topic. So
it's gonna be like saying the Candyman 3 times,
Yeah. But I'm glad you're here. So I know you watched Mira last night because I looked through her comment section. You spoke in her comments. So
yeah.
So go ahead. So what you got?
I really came more to address something that one of your guests just said.
All right, and real quick, whoever's washing dishes or moving furniture around, could you mute up? All right.
Yeah. So one of the brothers just said, oh well, the women, Black American men or white men might go after in Asia are the unattractive women of their culture. There's some truth to that. However, there is also a middle ground where the women are attractive across the board.
True.
Let me give you an example. I went to a Sade concert in the 90s, early 2000s, late 90s. There were white men in front of the stage throwing roses. So there's a level where the woman is slim yet still curvaceous. She's exotic but still attractive. She has melanin, but she might not look straight from the motherland. Where the person is conventionally attractive, like universally. And there are a lot of those women throughout the world. And so please be mindful that a lot of us, particularly if you go over on my channel, you can see me with some of those girls, regardless of complexion, that are conventionally attractive to most men. And I know because I can see those men in their comments section on Facebook, on their Instagram pages, making heart eyes and all of that. So while I do understand your there's a general bell curve that, Black men kind of follow, and there's a general bell curve that white men kind of follow, but there's also a middle of the curve that most men all kind of find attractive. And so not everybody is operating on the far rights and lefts of the curve.
Can I respond to that? Because I was the one that made that comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah. You're right, but I'm just saying, because let's keep it real. We always hear about, Black men always dating ugly women. We always hear that, right? That's like a little moniker.
I heard fat women. I heard ugly.
Or fat women, ugly women. We're supposed to be the garbage men of the dating scene, right? That's a little moniker that Black. I don't do that, but let's keep it real. we all know that one guy that'll date anybody that's black. Let's just be honest about it.
Yeah,
right?
this is true.
And so like I do watch some stuff in China, these white boys in there. And now one dude, he had an universally attractive Asian woman, right? Now the other guy that's his friend, I can see how the Asian man would see that she's ugly. And it's like all in her comments, like, you got one of the ugly ones. And apparently that's a big moniker. And the only reason I brought that up is that sometimes there is a little difference, you know what I'm saying, amongst different races that what we might find attractive. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like you talking about Latin America, I think maybe I'm biased, but I feel like most Latin women are universally seen as pretty, whether you white, black, or whatever,
I agree.
Maybe because they're so mixed, because they already have that ambiguous look already, because let's keep it real, it's just a fixed mixed culture. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of Asian men have a lot of crushes on Latin women. A lot of people don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But there is a thing, like even like I said, if white guys date black women, they're not dating the same type of black. That's another reason why we don't care, because they're not. Let's keep it real. They're not going after the Megan Thee Stallions. They're not going after the super thick chicks that most black men find the most desirable amongst black women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
They're going after very slim model, like, or that black girl dipped in white girl dipped in chocolate look.
Right.
That's the one they praise the most, is what I'm saying. Now, if they were getting all the baddies that we consider baddie, maybe we might actually would care.
No, I like petite girls, man.
Me too. But
I like to be able to reach all three holes. I don't need to lift nothing. I'm lazy. But here's the thing, bro.
Personally, I do like petite girls. I'm not dissing them.
Here's the thing with that. Now we're back at the self-esteem issue, right?
Yeah.
Because, and I've had this real argument in real life with my friends. It was 1 against 4. It's 5 of us talking, and they trying to convince me that ugly girls have the best sex. And I'm trying to explain to them that is impossible. And they're trying to tell me that, ugly girls. And I say, I don't know what type of self-esteem issues y'all having, but you can't tell me God bless her with the perfect face and a perfect body, but she got trash.
It's technically true. I wouldn't down that road.
It's not.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Ugly girl myth.
I mean, goddamn, we are on so far off of what the fuck this was supposed to be.
I'm gonna tell you why.
But I want to make this clear. That is a myth. That is a myth that ugly girls made to give value to their ugly ass pussies. That is a myth. There isn't a difference. There isn't a difference. God don't put honey in your pussy because you ugly. He don't take from your face and put in your pussy.
I don't recommend fucking them, but I went down that path a long time ago. And what I noticed, the only reason why it seems that way, because they try harder. That's all it is.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you can get a fine chick to do the same thing.
That's fine, except that's not true.
And she cares about you. Any woman can fuck good.
So you're telling me that's what goes on in their brain. They say, "Oh, I'm ugly, so I gotta tighten my pussy." No, that does not. That does not.
They do
more. Not. And by that logic, that's
because
they
can't get
in your brain.
You're saying that women
are saying. You're saying that women are saying to themselves, "I'm fine, therefore I'm going to give him mediocre pussy." Like I'm going to give him pussy.
If they see that you're beneath them,
why would they fuck you at all? Why would
because they may be trying to get with you. They may be trying to get with
you.
So we're not trying to. So we're trying to act like we don't see those pretty women with ugly dudes that got money. You really think they're giving them bomb ass sex? Come on.
Yes, if they want access to the money, if they want continued access to the money, then yes, they should.
Okay, well, look, I don't know. Look, I don't live that life. But check this out. What I am saying is this: there's no girl easier to get than a 9 and 10, because no matter what her background is, you're still going to date a 9 or a 10. There's no girl harder to get than a 6 and a 7. Because if you're used to dimes, you'll slum with a 6. And if you're used to 2s, a 6 is an upgrade. 6s have the worst sex and the worst attitude of any human being.
I agree with that.
So you can't tell me the 6 has spectacular box. I shall not believe you.
I agree with that. Personally, I look at the extremes. I do find that the extremes on each side, extreme beautiful and extreme ugly, unfortunately, they try harder. Because the extreme pretty, a lot of guys are intimidated. They don't want to go up and talk to a 9.
Right.
You know,
on social media, a 10 was the easiest girl to get because she thought she was ugly because nobody would talk to her. She was so intimidating that all you had to say was hi. She was like, "Can I live with you?" I love those days, right? But back to the topic though. When I talk to my mentees, which is funny because they're overseas, but they hate passport bros. But all they talk about is being in Osaka. They called me this morning, like, man, I'll buy your ticket. Come to Osaka, become like when they talk about Osaka, when they talk about the Philippines, when they talk about Australia, all they really talk about is how those men are so timid that all you have to do is speak. And if you take the effort to learn basic second grade like linguistics, it's same day action because
So,
they pay attention.
Can I ask you guys
a
question? Can I ask a question?
Well, I did want to swing it to Ed. I want to get
But
Ed
real
been
quick,
waiting.
if
All
I
right,
could,
go ahead.
if I could, don't y'all find it odd that nobody is a passport bro, but everybody want to do passport bro shit?
What do you mean?
No, I don't.
Wait. Every content creator that is in the black male travel thing, they all running around with cameras. They all putting girls on the thing. They all doing all of this crap across the globe. But when you put a camera in their face and say, "Are you a passport?" No, I ain't no passport bro. That don't strike you as odd.
I don't
No,
think
black men are black men are
that.
cowards. So no, it doesn't at all.
That's like saying I'm not from Atlanta, but I go to Freaknik and it's weird for me to take pictures. Or I'm not from Dallas.
Yeah, dudes do that too. Yeah, I mean, like the thing about it is black men are some of the biggest. I want to be black until it's time to be black. And they're the first. I mean, look, I'm sorry. You literally had, I'm going to say it. Austin had a tattoo on his goddamn leg, talk about passport bros, but also disavowing passport bros. I mean, shit, you got Anton not being a part of the LaPeeve network. I mean, Nick, when it's time for shit to not be fun no more, when you really supposed to step up for stuff, this is when dudes like to run away because the main argument that a lot of dudes keep playing is reputation. It's like
I'm being facetious, of course, but yeah.
But no, I get what you're saying though, Pablo. It's like that Paul Mooney said, everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. It's like that's how they doing passport bros nowadays.
They want to. They do it with the black manosphere at large. Everybody that's negative is not in it, and it's kind of like. And here's the truth with that: there's ways to deal with that. Like I was gonna say that on because I did a stream after that Amira stuff because I actually went. I don't know how much of that you saw, Bernard, because I skipped past it and you stopped that when like she was just talking, but people came up. Marty came up.
I know I saw it. Marty down on the panel. I'm gonna go to him next after I go to you.
Up.
So yeah, go ahead and give your take on that whole thing. I know you came up and you had your say on there. Marty gave her a solid interrogation as well, showing that she has, not a whole lot of understanding of basic things, but go ahead, Ed, and get your take. Then we'll go to Marty.
We came to the conclusion on
he said basic things.
Yeah, she dumb as rocks, bro.
What we came to the conclusion on is.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, you sound real good.
Okay.
Go ahead,
what we came to the conclusion is that JR kind of gassed her up to do that. Like I didn't notice it at first, but dudes told me after the fact she was reading from a script. Like, so Marty will explain more, elaborate on that, but she was reading from a script. And so when I came up there, I'm talking from good faith. Because see, I did a stream while it was happening because what made me mad was I'm like, you calling passport bros liars. And let's be clear here. And this is what all you dumbasses need to understand. When they say passport bros, they talk about everybody that travels. They don't delineate. So you don't have to claim the name to get the heat. And I said it up there. Austin doesn't claim passport bros, yet he was in the thumbnail. So it doesn't matter. Like you're a black man, and that's a way for them to say it. Now they kept on saying it's not about race. But anyway, let me be concise. Basically, I did a stream kind of why she was talking because she had subscribers only on there. So they didn't even let people say nothing in the chat. Then I guess they dropped the link and then people came up and then I cut that stream off and I'll upload that later. But the point is I realized she wasn't running the stuff. That was Jay. And I know JR was doing it because JR came in the back in the last minute when it was time for it to kind of slow down. He hopped up and hopped down real quick. So he was the one really running this stuff in the background. So this is a black man.
And I think he'd be in the back on every show. That's
okay. So that means he's there. So fine.
Yeah.
So he's usually there. So my point is, you got a black man that owns this show, And then you got a Lebanese woman calling, not saying our passport bro disingenuous. She straight up said we were liars. And then the argument wanted to be once the heat came on, because I came on after Marty, because she kept muting Marty up, because Marty came in on the first 48 interrogation thing, and she couldn't handle it. So then I came up to kind of massage that a little bit and do more, breaking it down to what stuff was. And what she expected is those typical niggas that go on Lapeep, the audience that comes up where they just want to be seen and just want to be heard around a pretty woman, and they say the same goofy stuff. Because she said, well, y'all said y'all want to be a wife. I'm like, who is y'all? Oh, when they went to, the people that came up last time I was on the Lapeep, the dude said that we wanted to, that they were looking for wives. Oh, you mean them goofy ass niggas that when it came down to it, they blinked and told y'all, rather than telling y'all what it was, which is black men go there for a variety of reasons. Like, you got dudes that are older, that were married, that did their time. They had kids and they want to live their life, the rest of the life they have. Those are the majority of dudes. Then you got the younger dudes, like Austin is just starting to really travel in a big way in the front end, which is why y'all are really mad. It's a lot of dudes doing stuff for a lot of situations. So it ended up being a good conversation. But ultimately, because the biggest thing y'all talked about it was the Asian thing. She went up there and shitted on like talk about Vietnamese women are the biggest gold diggers, Thai women are biggest gold diggers. I'm like, yo, you're Lebanese. Y'all are like 6 million deep, versus you're talking about like Vietnam, that's like 100 million people. Like the way you just broad stroking folks. She said literally that Vietnamese women are bigger gold diggers than white women. I mean, she was just throwing a lot of shit out. This was like in the video you looked at. I was like, wow, you're just saying shit. And my problem, and I'm gonna say this and I'm done. Here's my biggest thing about Amira. You got dudes up there. There's certain black folks that they like to be around chicks like that, and they play that all lives matter. It ain't about race. Because I was saying certain things as a matter of fact when it comes to, like, let me ask y'all all this. Let me ask y'all this real quick. When y'all hear passport bros, what do y'all think of black men, or do y'all think of a rainbow coalition as far as race?
The bro in passport bro means black.
What about the rest of y'all?
I think black man.
Black man, but I don't take girls with clothes on seriously, so I know it's gonna be.
Well, I'm not, but she wasn't the only one that said that. It was other brothers that said that too. Like literally, everybody would say, like literally, they were coming at me as if I'm wrong for saying that y'all are talking about black men. I'm like, I see a thumbnail with a black man. Every time y'all talking, y'all are not referencing things white men or Asian men do, because Arthur Will was on there, and it was this white dude, random white dude on there, and they was like, it's not about race, yo. I'm like, I'm not talking about race from a standpoint, but I'm saying y'all are talking about black men. When you talk about all dudes want to shine and dudes want to spend all this money and make the block high, these were black men saying this. I'm like, y'all are talking about black men. You young dudes, y'all are talking about black men. Y'all are not talking about any other group. So I don't have a problem with other groups claiming passport bros. I don't. However, but let's be very clear on when it's negativity, it ain't never white people. Yeah, I get it. It ain't never white people that you're talking about. Because one of the things that Amira kept talking about was, it's not about race. I'm just talking about passport bros. I'm like, then get a stream of white dudes calling them liars then. You won't do that though. So it was.
Here's the issue I have.
Hold on. I gotta go to Marty. Because you was on there, and what I want you to speak on is the idea that she was reading a script. Because I felt like the stuff that she was saying was so cookie cutter. It was just like basically just a scatter shot of all the different criticisms. Let me just throw as much spaghetti against the wall and throw a bunch of spaghetti against the wall and see what's going to stick.
She kept going out of her way to say that was her opinion too, by the way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Marty.
Yeah. The first 10, 15 minutes was just her doing like a monologue, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, this is new. I haven't been to this network before. I see the tagline. I see the thumbnail. Okay. Let's see let's hear her out. So I started just listening, and you could tell when somebody's just speaking like from experience, matter of factly, this is just what we do. And then you can also tell the difference when somebody's like line by lining it. Okay, right here, I'm gonna say line 1, 2, and then I'm gonna look at the screen and act like it's from me. And then I'm gonna look, you can see her reading. And that's when I typed in the chat. I said, is she reading from a computer? Because if that is the case, we have another example of people speaking on things they have no clue about. So when I got up there, everything that she said was secondary. What I wanted to do was set the table. And this is where she had a big issue with. And I said, listen, since you're speaking such matter-of-factly, like this is what you know, tell me who reports to you personally and tells you this is what happens, this is what we're doing, or are you just going off of what are we talking about here? Because last time I checked, you're married. Last time I checked, unless I know anything different, you don't even deal with black men like that or haven't in the past. So where is this coming from? Or is this just like something we're doing to generate views? Because if that's the case, then just kind of like put that in the title. Hey, this is just an experiment. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you're sitting here, you're starting a stream, speaking like, she was saying things like, just to give you a little idea what she was saying. She said most of the people who are passport travelers are black. And I had to remind her, I said, black men have the least amount of passports of anybody, including their women. I said, how come if we're trying to get down to and the other thing she was trying to say is that men from the US, black men, export sex tourism to these other countries of innocent women. And I said, wait a second, Jewish men been doing this, Arab men been doing this, Chinese men. I said, we're late to the party. So if it was really that of a concern, why aren't you having those type of streams before you even get to us? I said, but the difference is y'all want to police everything that we're doing. But the thing about it is you don't even know what you're talking about. So once I put that on Front Street, she was answering questions I didn't even ask her. She was muting me and she took me off the panel, then brought me on. And then later in the stream, she says, I'm sitting there with a dead face. She's like, oh, you're being emotional. I'm like, I didn't yell at you. I didn't call you out your name. I'm just asking definitive questions and you're having a hard time answering them.
This is one thing. I didn't make it as part of the tape, but I wanted to open it up. But she tried to argue that basically the same promiscuity that y'all are engaging in over here, y'all just taking that same promiscuity over there.
And you know what I said to her? I said, wait a second. Because at one hand, in this very same stream, you're saying that these guys that are going over there are socially awkward. You know the buzzwords. Mm-hmm. They're fat. They're disgusting. They have no luck with women. But simultaneously, these are also the same guys that are bringing the sex culture. So I was like, you can't have it both ways. And then once I said that, her brain, it started fizzing out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it was, and that's why I said it was such, it seemed like exactly what a black woman or a simp would do when trying to describe passport bros. She literally just took one type of black man, the type of black man who just out there just out here in America, just killing, just smashing a lot of chicks out in America. She wanted to make it seem like that's the same guy who's over there passporting. The guy. I'm not saying, there's clearly guys with passports who did just fine over here. They just like it better over there. But a lot of people, motivation to get over there is because they don't like the results over here. They don't like the results that they're getting over here. It's a better product over there. Or they just overall don't like what they're getting over here. They're not getting what they would like in some way, shape, or form. So it's like you can't make it seem like that's the guy who's just smashing everybody, who's also the guy who's going overseas. It's like her lumping those two types of men together, just that I think I pretty much was done watching after that point. That showed just a lack of understanding of black men and passport bros. But yeah, I got it on that. Yeah, I can got it. Hold on before we go dig on that one. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna get to some super chats real quick, but hold on. We do got D-Dub on the panel. What's your thoughts? What's your take on this?
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Basically, Amir really don't understand men. That's what she shows, because our interests when we deal with women is different than their interests when they deal with us. So that's basically what it is. And the same thing that's going on over here, like you said, is going on over there. I don't care if a guy want to travel and deal with women. The women not complaining. It's the women over here that's complaining. The women over in them countries, they not complaining about the men coming over there. So how somebody over here going to try to dictate what's going on over there? I don't understand that.
Right. No, absolutely. Let's pull up the super chats. Pull up the super chats.
And I was going to say, didn't she do a stream like this like a couple months back? Because I remember her talking about Passport Bros before.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't follow. I don't follow her, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah, I never really watched it, but yeah.
Go to the next one after that one. Go to the next one after that one. Because I already read that one. Shout out to Sir Jack Mehoff. But yeah, pull up the next one. Fourth Dimension in the building says Cali Stamps. A lot of men don't know how to recognize wife material versus 304 material. All right, I think that's true. I don't know what Kelly Stamps got to do with that. I don't assess the wife material of female YouTubers. Like I said, they are pixels on my monitor. That's it. So I don't do that. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Prime VA 757 in the building says these channels dodge the married black man and black men who actually live abroad. True. That's true. It's a lot of passport bros, a lot of men married to foreign wives, and there's a lot of men living over there. I had one of them on the channel very recently. Obstacles, opportunities. I think Marty, are you living abroad, or you just be over there?
Soon to be. I'm putting all the pieces. I just came back from Colombia like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay. I did a passport heavy style video. You guys check that out if you can.
Marty, drop his links. RM, drop his links. Marty McFly is. That's actually hard to find. That's not a efficient YouTube name for the search engine, because I get a bunch of Back to the Future whenever I type your name in. So
okay.
Real quick, Marty, I'm sorry we didn't link up when we were in Medellin at the same time. We gotta coordinate.
Yeah, I was trying to reach out to you. I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, I'll drop by your channel and drop my info.
Okay. Actually, can I address that real quick? What he just said.
Okay, go ahead.
About they didn't link up. It's kind of related to some that, because I did a passport show, but it had nothing to do with the bros. It had to do with the hoes. Because for the last 20 years, fat black chicks have gotten together in travel clubs to go chase foreign weenie and act like they really just want to see Steve Harvey in concert in the middle of nowhere. And that's if you're gonna get blamed as a singular unit, you need to unite. Like a man who can't gangbang is like, yo, that's the organizational structure. So I'm not against that. I think that you guys should have met up. I think that not only should you guys have set up, but it should be some type of itinerary. I'm not even gonna say travel club, because a lot of them are based on girls who sell like the online travel agency stuff. But just as a bro week, like somewhere in August, so call it bro.
You know we already have that, right?
I know, because you just told me. Yo, y'all marketing sucks. So tell me about it.
Well, BMT has had a couple of meetups. Al Grease and their group, from the original Charles Tyler group, they've had several meetups in Brazil. So that is happening.
And Theo is actually got something in the works coming sometime down the road. But all right, pull up that last super chat. Let's get the super chats up. Let's get the super chats up. Shout out to already read that one. Go to the next one. Wait, hold on, wait. No, I don't know if I read that one all the way. Said these channels dodge black men married abroad. Andre, yes. Jonas, Black Filipino, and Solo Traveler, ORD, etc. never get invited. Oh no, they don't invite those ones on when they want to criticize. They don't want to invite those ones. Gregory Scotland in the building says Amira is what she is. We see her very well now. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Uno in the building says, so it's passport travel PPT bros. What is that? Passport travel bro. I don't know what the T is. PPT bros about tricking. Or passport tricking bros about tricking. So it passport tricking bros about tricking. I think that's what you're trying to say. You folks really want to attach that to the black manosphere. Y'all gonna learn the hard way. Passport bros was an outgrowth from the black manosphere, and is what it is. Black men travel. We support black male sovereignty and doing what you want to do, living your goddamn life to the best of your ability. That's what we support. And somebody bought some pussy overseas, oh well. But anyway, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you everybody who super chatted and supported the stream. Shit, I was trying to. Oh, and there's another one just popped right up. There's another one popped right up. Shout out to you. PPT means passport. Oh, okay. But all right, cool. Thank you for the super chat. I'm re-looking at this one. All right, go ahead. Whoever was trying to jump in.
I really want to hear. Is Game Changer still on here? I want to hear
this,
but I just want to why is it that anytime a man tries to find something to do, it has to be related to a woman? When me and my guys, don't get it twisted. Every vacation you should get sex. It's part of your vacation package. But that doesn't mean that you're traveling for the sex. Like my man just called me 2 days ago, was like, yo, we're going between DR and Cabo. Get your money together. We're gonna go somewhere. Cool. It wasn't like we going out there so we can traffic. It's we going out there, we're gonna drink pina coladas, and then whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I mean,
go ahead.
Well, they're just trying to shame men out of travel. That's simply put. Why
it's basically a control tactic.
Well, I do gotta say, dirty folks, just saying, hey, me and my boy, we just gonna go to the DR in Medellin or wherever else you said. We gonna sip some pina coladas and whatever happened. That's sort of like a chick saying, hey, I'm just gonna go over Tony's house at midnight and we just gonna have a few drinks and whatever happened. I mean, sex. I mean, y'all listen, you traveling.
No, but he makes a point, Bernard, when he says.
I just want to say, traveling black men. Hold on, wait. Expect it wherever you go. That part is true. But I don't think traveling black men gotta run away from the notion that yes, some senoritas, some sun-kissed senoritas over there. Yeah, that's a major motivation. That is what it is. That's major motivation.
Well, that's a motivation. That's a motivation to anything. Like if you're a young man and it's like, do you want to go to Burger King or McDonald's? Oh, Burger King got the bitches. Okay, let's go to Burger King.
Right.
Like it's simply put. I mean, you're gonna get a meal, but you go to the place. Like I remember when I was in high school, not really into basketball like that, but I did go to the games where they played a particular high school, and it was because that particular high school had the pretty girls. Like that's just what guys do.
Football games too.
Don't get it.
Yeah, football games especially.
Say that again.
No, I was saying the football games as well. But the women that's complaining about the passport bros, they just trying to control the men because they could be out here doing whatever they want to do. But soon we do it as a problem. Like you'll hear women telling young girls, "Oh, have your fun. You in your 20s, da 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 da." But soon they get in their 30s and they try to settle down, and the men around their age not ready to settle down. Now you want to shame the men? Like that's not how that works. We don't have to settle down just because that's what y'all want and y'all ready now. When you had guys ready to settle down and y'all wasn't ready, so that is how it go. They don't want to accept that though.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. But no, it's just a control tactic.
All right, we got.
I was just saying. I was just piggyback on what he was saying. That it's just a control tactic.
That's crazy though, man. You want to really attach getting pussy to the black manosphere? Yes, I do.
Well, he specifically, the part about tricking. I mean, yeah.
Look, I'm a two-taco dude. I'm cheap as Jews. I'm a two-taco dude. 2 tacos, 2 jokes. But I do understand there's a $40 salary cap. If I go to the bar and I buy a girl a drink, like your bartender, get her whatever she drinking, I tricked off for a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's no time in which you don't spend money to enjoy yourself. The problem isn't spending money. The problem is that Keisha has horrible customer service, so she's not worth the gratuity. If you go somewhere and you enjoying yourself, you go spend. This is what it is. Look, here's the thing, because I don't really care what colors say, but here's the thing. When I travel, and I'm not a passport bro, I'm just a bro with a passport, but I still understand that when I go to Jamaica, I'm supposed to curse them out for charging me $500 for some jerk chicken. Then I realized they mean $5 American, right? And then girls say, "Oh, you must not be from here," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm from Chicago." And the funny thing is, the same thing they say in Jamaica, my mentee said they say in Japan. Once you say you're from Chicago, now they 63rd Street, 63rd. I'm like, bitch, I ain't Chief Keef. Like, but that's what they know. In the 90s, it was you must be from Cabrini Green. In the 2010s, you must be from Inglewood. Now they're yelling 63rd because Chicago has its own, you know, people see what they see. But and then they say, "Yo, would you like some sex?" Yes, I would like some sex, because a Chicago driver's license is like a coochie passport when you go out of town. That's anywhere you go. Anytime you're outside your 50-mile radius, a girl will sleep with you because you don't know her sexual history. When you take a vacation, they just got better pina coladas.
Yeah, and I don't understand because the men ain't over there graping those women, so I don't see why it's a big deal.
All right, we got Trader MBD, who also was on the panel last night on Amira's show on the Peep Network. Go ahead, you have the floor, you have the mic. What you got?
Hey, what's going on, Bernard? What's going on, panel? I just want to give a big salute, man, to my man Marty, man. Last night we ran the tag team, and by the end of the stream, like Amira agreed with us. You know, she realized she was wrong. And I just got to say, you know, Amira's my homie. We go back, you know, a couple years throughout this whole, you know, political movement. But at the end of the day, she's just a woman. And a woman is going to have her opinion based on emotions. Just like with this whole Crowder situation, when you put something out there so polarized as men doing stuff and it's taking advantage of women, yeah, women are going to look at it emotionally until men step up and just check them. Just like, you know, me and Marty, you know, we both said last night, look, so what if men are going over there to get their dick wet? So what if men are going over there to do what they do? So what if men are going over there to get married? At the end of the day, it's male agency. Stay the fuck out of men's business. We do what we do.
Nah, Trey, that energy that you got right now, Marty had that energy. You was over there trying to massage her back and explain it easy, nigga. Don't try to act like you was over there going hard.
For what? Hey, wait, what did she say at the end? Trey, check me. I changed my mind because of what Trey said. That's what she said at the end of the day. You don't got. She's the homie. She's my friend. Why I need to go in on her?
Yeah, don't make it seem like you went over there flipping the table over, and you gave a shoulder rub with your explanation, with your response.
Okay, but I'm saying though, yeah, I mean, why crush a good friendship, you know, and a YouTube working relationship with somebody based off their opinion? It ain't rest. It's just like, okay, here's what she said. All right, so let's attack what she said. And that's exactly what I did. End of the day, she agreed with me and Marty.
Right on. No, I'm messing with you, Trey. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody.
I wanted to say one more thank you.
Yeah, make sure I don't rip it from Patsy. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Appreciate everybody who's supporting the stream. All right, go ahead. Whoever was talking, go ahead. You got it.
That was me. I was going to say I think the women mad because the women in those countries is probably better than most of the women in the States. That's what it is, because a lot of them try to look like them.
Yeah.
But and the man here passed the box, so what's the difference?
No, he has a point, because what he's saying is that Black American women put Brazilian Remy hair in their head, asking why you getting Brazilian women, because it grows out of their scalp.
Naturally.
That's why. You know,
and they
like why are you going to Brazil? We got Brazilian butt lift here because it grows out of their body naturally. Like, why would you get an American with a Brazilian butt lift and Brazilian Remy when you could get a Brazilian? You are an imitation them. Is that what you were getting at, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, all right. All right, we got somebody new to the panel. Says Hustler. I can't even tell what that says. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Hustler. I can't see that. Are you there? Mic check on.
I'm right here. That's Hustler and Muscular, aka H&M.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
What's up, Game Changer?
Hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, I see him over on Melody's panel a lot.
Okay, yeah, that was weird that he just, 9 people up here. He just said, "What's up, Game Changer?" Okay, yeah, I know each other. Okay, cool. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, this is why I say, if you're a man and you want to go overseas, do it regardless of what other people say, because people gonna always have their negative, disrespectful opinions as far as what we men do. If you want to go overseas to explore the culture, cool. You want to go over there just to see what the women are like, cool. Do whatever. But don't let the judgments of other people stop you from doing what you are most comfortable doing. That's where I tend to have the problem. Let these men do what they want to do. All this, oh, you going overseas because you can't handle women in the West. Going overseas because you can't deal with the independent woman. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Why would we want a woman that's independent and whatever when we can go overseas and possibly find a woman that's going to be traditional and cooperative? That's the way I look at it. Who are we to tell men what they should and should not do, but yet we let women do whatever the fuck they want to do? That makes no sense. That's just my take on it.
Right on. Yeah, all right. DJ Kuda is saying it's been years on this passport talk. Are y'all in Brazil? Okay, that's a weird question. I mean, Game Changer has traveled quite a bit, and everybody knows that. Pablo obviously be always overseas. Marty be doing streams and camming up over there overseas. Trey used to do it. I think he married and sat down somewhere with his foreign woman. I'm trying to think. Dirty Folks just talked about just doing a bunch of traveling. Who else? I'm trying to see who else is. I think it's only one or two other people.
I think what he's getting at, Bernard, is that people don't live in these places. So I think that's what that's the new mandate. You see, before the mandate was you must have game here in the U.S. You must have game here in the U.S. But the bar is always set to what the person who's setting it is doing. So, now that he lives abroad, it's like, oh, y'all don't live abroad, but I do. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but before you got all the bitches here. I mean, it's sad to think about all the bitches that your game was yielding you here that you had to leave behind, all teary-eyed and empty pussied. You had to leave all those behind and then move to another country. That's sad, but here we are.
Man, the thing that angers me about that question is, and I gotta say this, I'm really I said it before, I'm gonna say it again about the cowardice of black men. Let me be very clear here. You regulating and checking other niggas is a sanctioned thing in the United States. You will never get pushback from most people trying to check other black men. That is literally the safest thing you can do. When you look at people that you regulate, the safest thing you can do is check other black men, or try to. So niggas don't get alpha points for doing that. So I really get annoyed by this antagonistic posture that dudes have. They want to be in the manosphere, but then talk shit about the manosphere. And it's going to come to a situation. Like, let's take Passport Bros. Every nigga that actually makes consistent Passport Bro content, most of them actively travel. Pablo actively travels. Marty actively travels. I don't talk about Passport Bros all the time, but just like how I defend SYSBM when people make these attacks, when they were really coming down on SYSBM, when Kevin Samuels was going to come up, because everybody thought we was all going to get the family back together, other dudes. It's the same thing with Passport Bros, because what we're defending is black men's liberty and black men's options. And I don't know why you niggas, y'all are coming from different sectors that y'all have a problem with that. Like, seriously. Like, dude, like, it's always black men. And this is why I carried that posture over there on Amira stuff. When everybody want to be like, man, it ain't about race. It ain't about race. But every time y'all talk, I got great critical thinking skills. Y'all are not talking about white men. Talk about black men. We basically had to talk about black men without talking about black men show. Because no other race, when you talk about what dudes have a problem with Passport Bros, the actual actions that people are saying don't fit any other race as far as habits and activities but black men. And it's like, rather than being honest that that's what we're talking about, everybody wants to play this, we're not talking about race. And then you got Kuda in here asking, well, why haven't y'all traveled? Why haven't y'all done this? Why haven't y'all done that? The purpose of Passport Bros is to inspire other black men to travel in ways of awareness. That is it. Stop adding all of this other bullshit into it to put you in a position to try to regulate you. Stop it.
Can I respond to you, Ed?
There's too many niggas do that.
All right.
Can I respond to Ed?
Yeah, go ahead, Marty.
No, that was me, Trey. Can I respond to Ed?
Oh,
since
my
he brought
fault.
me up last night?
My fault.
Yeah. The reason why I said that last night, Ed, is because I told you I've been friends with Amira for 4 years. She don't give a fuck about the race stuff. I'm just telling you straight up. She just doesn't care. But here's the thing. If you lead with it, okay, cool. You brought it up. All right, let's open the can of worms with it. If you don't, and I hang with white dudes and I hang with Mexican cats, they're catching the same hell from women that look like them with the same exact arguments that the queens and effeminate matriarchal black dudes do. Hold up. There's no shot at Kuda because Kuda's the homie. I'm talking about these men are catching the same hell, same talking points because it's gender based. This whole argument is gender based. All men trying to travel and get out this whole bullshit are getting dick police because they're exercising their options.
That's not true. Not in the same way. Not in the same intensity, yo. We have different. The difference is we have different. See, no. See, here's my problem. We got different cultures. So there's certain things that, like, my issue is with other black men. See, these other cultures don't have their own men running away, turning coke in the same intensity. Like it's not like that.
So
you don't have
Destiny.
Like, for example,
He had Destiny on here, bro.
You threw like 2 fucking banana peels at my Mario Kart car. This nigga.
Come on, man. Let's not go to Mario Kart, brother.
Okay, you think I'm bullshit? I'm not gonna talk around it.
I threw a turtle shell, man. It was a turtle shell.
No. Let me go straight. I'm gonna ask y'all. Let's ask the panel. So Amira asked me, do I believe in putting my hands on Amira? I'm gonna give you an example because this is where me and Trey was talking because this is where Trey got involved in it. One of the ways Amira asked me if I believe, and she specifically asked me, Edward, answer your question. Do you believe that men should be able to discipline their women, aka bounce their head off the wall? That she asked me that direct question out of nowhere, and I answered it. I said I believe men should be able to abandon these relationships and not get charged up for child support. That's how you regulate a situation because your greatest power is power of choice. Then Trey comes in and does all this shit about women. Women can do what they want to, as if I stated that women can put their hands on men without men defending themselves. So niggas literally tried to box me into the I'm cool with knocking women out corner. This is what was going on over there. All because and by the way, Amira out of her own mouth, and I believe Bernard played it, she said that she believes the majority of passport bros are black. That's what she said.
Yeah, passport blows.
This ain't me just pulling it out my ass.
Did you hear me check her?
Hold on, real quick.
Racist motherfuckers pretending that they don't see shit through race. Nigga, she Middle Eastern.
Did you hear me check her, bro?
That shit more than even white folks in a lot of ways.
Here's the deal. All right, everybody chill. She clearly was addressing black men on that stream. All right.
So own it.
Even if she normally don't play the race thing or do the race thing, she on a black ass show, the Lapeef Network. Okay, but she don't do the race thing. Don't care about the race thing. She was addressing black men. Like we're not gonna sidestep.
And she even said black men. She even said other countries are racist to black men. You know, like, do you think that the Asian dad wants her daughter to marry your black ass?
And here's the other part. And I'm just trying. I'm not trying to come at nobody, but I'm gonna say the facts the way you said.
Come on, bro.
Anybody that thinks I'm bullshit, I'm over exaggerating. Every time Trey talks, I'm talking about on there. Listen to who he's describing, and I dare you niggas to come to my shit and tell me that he's describing any other person other than the black dude. Anybody else?
End of the day, she agreed with me, bro. End of the day, here's what it is, Ed. You know, I understand, man. But what you,
that's not a good thing.
Bro, listen to me. Bro, here's the thing, bro. You said that under no circumstance should a man put his hands on a woman. Those were your exact words.
No,
said that exactly.
No, fuck that. You're not gonna twist it. The question she had was no, shut up, because you're not gonna twist what the fuck I said or stuff like that. No,
those were your exact words, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Now. Shut up.
You're not about to twist that because you're talking about putting your hands on a female. So we're gonna get real clear. The question was in the context of a fucking marriage. Do I believe a husband can discipline their fucking wife?
You should have said that. You said under no circumstance.
Shut up.
Get it?
Well, you
No,
misspoke,
nigga,
Ed.
that's in that question.
You misspoke. You misspoke then. Just admit
Okay,
it.
well,
You
y'all niggas
misspoke.
roll rumble this shit later.
So,
I,
no,
I,
no,
I got
fuck
shit
that.
to
Then
say to
Trey,
do.
just
Hold
say,
on.
no, no.
All right,
Trey,
Ed. Okay, Ed, we got you. Ed,
No, Trey,
Ed, you
if I
right. Ed,
misspoke,
just hold on,
then
bro. Let me get my shit off. Y'all
you
niggas go
say
back to it.
that you
I gotta
believe
go
that
to
men
the gym,
can beat the
nigga.
shit out of women then.
Nigga, let me say
No,
my shit. Get the hell on now.
Oh,
Hey, go
I
ahead.
didn't realize you was talking.
We
No,
passing it to
fuck that,
Fantastic.
no.
We're
Payaso.
passing it to Fantastic. Go
Como
ahead,
anoche.
Fantastic.
God damn.
Estaba en un
Go ahead.
They're
payaso,
calling
Ed.
me Spanish,
All
man.
y'all
Nigga,
niggas
you
shut up. Shut up.
We are passing the mic to Mr. Fantastic 824.
I ain't playing with this
Shout
nigga.
out to everybody, man. Listen, bro. Y'all know why I came up here. Listen, man. Fantastic was right yet again. This is what happened when y'all let fuck niggas hang around. Shout out to Game Changer for just accurately pointing this shit out. Bro, listen, bro. Ain't nothing worse than a failure ass nigga, bro, that can't wait to motherfucking stumble into, fall into, or fail into some shit to try and make himself look like a non-failure. Look, bro, if everybody moved out of the fucking United States, what the hell would a passport be for? You wouldn't even be a fucking passport, bro. You'd be a citizen of another fucking country. So now, in order to be a passport, bro, you got to actually live in another country. But come on, bro. This is why y'all be cool with fuck niggas, and y'all let fuck niggas say fuck nigga shit, and ain't never did nothing, ain't never accomplished shit, and act like they motherfucking doing some shit big when they even struggling in struggling countries. Man, fuck hating ass, lame ass niggas. They ain't got shit to do but hate on the space, but still hang around the space and then cry about the space not acknowledging them. And these niggas still ain't got shit going. Where it's motherfucking $100 to the dollar, nigga. Nigga, how about you do something big in the small place? Then we might want to motherfucking come listen to anything you got to motherfucking say any place. Nigga, shut your lame, broke, sorry, uninterested ass up, bro. You still failing, nigga. No matter what you do, you failing. So now you gonna come over here and you gonna tell niggas, oh, well, is you here? Is you there? Is you living? No, nigga, we living here. We doing good here. You know what I'm saying? We're successful here, nigga. So you really don't want us to go where you are, because then you'll be even more of a failure there because you have actual competition. So, brother, don't ask for some shit you don't want, you're not prepared for. And again, focus on yourself. Focus on you, brother. Focus on you, black man. All the black men in this chat. I don't know how many people in. I'm on the thing, so I can't see it. If you worry about yourself first and make sure that you're successful here, you can be successful anywhere. And you know what you can do then? You can actually afford to come back home. I'll leave y'all on that, man. Y'all got it, man. I'm out.
Fantastic, fantastic. Are you from Detroit, sir?
I think he's from like Atlanta or something like that.
Oh, that was the most Chicago, Detroit finna lock down a small town I've ever heard, bro. I heard inspiration like that since like the late 90s. Like, yo, go to Davenport, lock it down, like that. Like that was, you're right, bro. But that was some Midwest lockdown. Iowa. Well, shout out to you, sir.
Nah, I mean, basically, you talking about like Belly when they went to Omaha, and took over and shit. Yeah,
like you can't even do big things in a small place. I said bars.
Damn,
that was bars.
Yeah, like I'm assuming that's for DJ Kuda, who said basically he alluded to the fact that we're not living in some foreign country. Is that what it pretty much was?
By the way, if I want to know about a fucking mic, I'm gonna ask Marty. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Marty got the mic of God over here.
You got going on, Marty.
But straight up, Marty be triggering motherfuckers just off the strength of his mic. That's some crazy shit.
Marty. Ed, let me finish up with Marty. But yeah, that's the gist of it, basically. If you don't know, yeah, he's a person that used to talk about game, kind of like Steve Dedeen and
one of those.
Mario. Yeah, he's one of those. But then he moved to a foreign country.
Oh, congrats for him.
Yeah, congrats for him. But now he's talking shit about people who visit but don't live.
Now, here's the thing. This is where the Marty moment comes into play, because guys like that I love to be on panels with, or it's cool. He's shooting from the stadium. That's fine. But when it comes to being in foreign countries, this is when we run the math. See, I ask questions. Where are you? What kind of neighborhood? What strata are you in? Because everything is class. It's not necessarily race overseas. It's about class. So what strata are you in really overseas? And then we can deduce lifestyle. And I guarantee you, on any given Wednesday, if I go to that country, I will make it look like Jabril passport heavy, like I did in Colombia. And I have receipts. So here's the thing. Guys like that, listen, you put up the receipts and we can talk about it. If you don't have receipts, it didn't happen. And I assume he's been there for more than a year. So you should have a plethora of receipts to show everybody and regale us with tall tales of conquest. If these things are not possible, I mean, we could just lay it there. You know, receipts matter to me. That's basically what I'm saying.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. But no, that's just an overview for those who didn't really know what Fantastic was talking about in this instance.
Yeah, Fantastic normally has a way of just sounding off on shit without. It's like he skipped a subject and go right to the predicate. And yeah, if you don't know, you don't. Yeah, you gotta. If you know when Fantastic talking, he don't set it up properly. He just go right into it. But yeah.
Well, you got to start watching the side shows. You got to watch the side shows in order to keep up. Yeah. Even I can't keep up half the damn time. But the coolest thing is my thing, like I said, I just don't like the unnecessary antagonism. Because there's way too much. Let's come over here, kick some shit up. I mean, the very channel premise of what we're talking about right now is a show based on passport bros are liars, which is code for black men are liars. You know, and because even Arthur Will said it. He said, let's be clear here. You're talking about Austin Hollerman. Why? Because his thumbnail is in the thing. And they're like, no. That's just what the title. That's not what the title says. People click on thumbnails more than they click on titles in a lot of ways. Or it's at least equal. So you know what you're doing. It's not even her. It was JR that did it. And it's like, okay, this is the first show you want to do after Anton left. So this is what you're trying to do. This is the game we trying to play. Like I said, the baby mama sphere. That's what that is.
Yeah, I still question how much they have a female audience that they're trying to preserve. And
no, they have a lot.
I understand where you're going with it. You're saying this was an attempt to try to massage or not lose what they got left, or try to possibly gain back some of what they lost with that whole fallout. You know, where they basically got perp walked through the YouTube streaks by the chick with the angry eyebrows. But yeah, so it's like it was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the motivation in doing that, or I mean, I did look at it as, like, for example, I mean, hell, Kay and Kayla had a show on the Lapeef Network, so he will let somebody have some wild, wacky, crazy views uninterrupted over there. So I mean, it kind of is what it is. But,
yeah, you know, he'll let women have some clear. He'll let women have some wild, wacky, crazy views.
All girls' views is wacky because girls are dumb. Here's the thing. JR has a huge female following that I found out when I popped up on a show one time, just showing Chicago Rilla some love. And when I start talking, because you know, bro, I'm unapologetically like, screw these toddlers. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I know that their language is hate. I hate them. They hate themselves. We'll have sex later. So when I say what I say, everybody clutches their pearls, and then girls came from everywhere, like, because you know they're from Chicago. So that's like my whole Facebook timeline. They're like, oh, they know my real name. They call him my real name. They're like, yo, but that's dirty. He been saying that on Facebook since 2011. Like, yo, that's just how he is. Like, he funny though. Like, so they do have a huge female base that pays attention to the content. What they don't have is a man that be like, yo, y'all really don't know shit, because they pander to that crowd.
Exactly, which is why when red pill folks or folks that got some common sense rolled up there, they didn't know how to handle it, because what they were used to is they were used to them dudes to be pander bearing, because you got them dudes to be not. Remember what I've always said: don't go red pill for black women, or only be blue pill for non-black women. And you got these dudes that they like to pander bear or massage it with non-black women. Let's be clear: that conversation we had was a respectful conversation. The only person that was really muting up and doing all that crazy shit was her. And she did that because Marty is not known for being like a flamethrower. You can't throw you just went out guns blazing. So the fact you did that to him really speaks volumes on how you were prepared on the topic. We don't have a problem with criticism, but tell the truth. That's the only thing. And know what you're talking about.
let me ask you this, Ed. You may be the most qualified person on the panel to speak on this because I admit I don't watch the Lapeef Let's Talk show. I don't watch the Lapeef Let's Talk show that much. I mean, I see it in spurts.
Me neither.
And people be trying to say that, oh, that's the show. The women run the show, or they taking over, they wilding out. The parts I see, the men actually they give pushback. Yeah, the chicks get a little wild, but eventually I see Anton or Logic checking somebody eventually if they get too far out of hand. Is it as bad as they say? I think somebody said it's to let her talk. I forgot what they called it.
That was me. That was me. I said that last night because basically,
what did you say? What did you say? No, say what you said. What did you say?
I said I was talking about the simp army, how the Brazilian simp army came after Austin when he got into it with that Brazilian feminist. And I said the same thing happens over here on Lapeef. If a dude like one of us red pill cats comes up there and tries to check a woman on Lapeef, all the dudes will be like, let her talk. That's a female. No, you can't say that.
All right, let me ask Ed because Ed is normally fair. Is it really like that? Is it like that bad over there to where the dudes don't stand on their square at all?
If anything, the dude that's talking is undercutting how bad it is. He's being nice. Like, dude, it's not about them, it's their audience. See, what he's talking about that you're not anticipating is the comment section and the chat. They be teen chick, and dude, I'm telling you, they got a lot of sub channels that operate around them that are like Team B Taylor, Team 6. I mean, these dudes really be up in these asses, yo.
God, damn, dude, you.
Sorry, I'm in the wind. I'm good. I'm good now. But like I said, they be like, dude, here's my thing. The thing is, there's good purple pill and there's bad purple pill. And their stuff, it ain't just them. Trill and all them, they let these women come in here and they lie. And what happens is it's like, okay, we're audience. It's like a diverse audience at this point. But the men, they push back, but they're like control opposition. Meaning they really for the bullshit. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Let's take Logic, for example. Logic sat there and tried to use his military. Now, you know, I got respect for dudes that served in the military. But Logic tried to use his military experience. But let's be clear here. All you niggas are not getting shot at. All y'all ain't like, you know.
What is Logic doing up there? What is he doing up there?
What Logic said was he used his military experience as a way of saying, well, military guys trick. That's how we know what y'all doing. And when that shit got checked, then all of a sudden, it's another situation and Marty got dropped down. And so here's why I'm saying that, because they ain't got nothing to do with Fantastic. Logic came to BGS's stream because Chicago Rilla had an issue with me because he want to call me beloved and shit. And I didn't like that, so I responded in kind. And we had a stream on BGS's channel, and Logic comes over there, and as soon as you give him any little pushback, even BGS style pushback where they ain't got that whole audience of dudes and stems behind them niggas literally, you want to talk about socially awkward, them niggas don't know how to put two words together. And it wasn't even like BGS coming down on him. He just asking simple questions. But Logic acted like he was the only one that's ever been in the military and know anything about the military. And so Marty was on there. Marty didn't even have to talk. So the thing about it is, these niggas, they're controlled opposition.
Well, hold on, wait, hold on. I want to respond to that part right there because I always viewed it from my outside looking in. I looked at, because it's a man's show, men run the show, men are at the top of that pyramid. They bring those chicks on as controlled opposition. That's how I always looked at it.
No,
so and then when everybody was saying that, oh man, they got hoes over there wilding out. I'm like, I assume that men. I want to say, damn it. Let me finish what I'm saying. I assume that the men are in control. Yeah, the inmates get a little wild, but the men are running the asylum. That's how here's what's going on over there.
But here's the problem. No, I get that, and that's the common sense approach based on absence of a lot of information. Because there's a couple of context pieces. The main thing, though, is that they're there to make money above everything. They're not there to actually push a certain narrative or tell the truth. We don't push narratives; we tell the truth. And you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Their audience is shifting because obviously, women are on this like sector more than men as far as like this conversational sector. They're trying to get black YouTube audiences. This is why you have Yanni, then you have Six, then you have Melanie King, and you have all these chicks. Who these chicks speak to a certain common audience. And as you grow, you go where the wave is taking you. And so the dudes, the women super chat more. The women are gonna push the stuff if they kind of agree with it more. Versus the dudes, they'll say some real stuff. You know how dudes are here. It is what it is, right? And so they're going more with that because that's where the audience is shifting. So the ground that he stands on is really built more on what the females are doing. So they're always going to be controlled in what they say. This is why the dudes, think about it. When's the last time you really heard a dude saying some crazy stuff on there? Like some crazy misogynistic, red pill, ultra stuff. No, it's always the dudes having to bring the women down.
When me and Hoodservative go on there, when me and Hoodservative go on there,
Somebody
but
email me
it is what it is.
on there. I'll show up for that.
And by the way, okay, yeah, but technically y'all are guests. I'm talking about the main folks. And by the way, to the extent that y'all say it, what happens when y'all say that? You explain that to me, because you say it. What do they do? What happens in the chat? What happens? Exactly.
They get mad
But
in
I'm
the chat,
talking.
but you got to stand on your square. But you stand on your square, you don't get kicked off.
No, my point is, when is the last time have you heard one of the main dudes that be on there, not guests that come in there, and you can just pawn that off? That's just regular dudes, like the dudes that stand on something. No, but the women that be on there all the time be saying crazy shit.
They can't, Ed. That's their money, man. You messing with their money.
He came at him pretty.
That's what I say. That's my point. They are money first.
All right.
They're money first.
All right. We rolling up on the. We didn't roll up on the 3 hour mark. Bring up the last super chats. Bring up the last super chats. We about to get up out of here real soon.
Hey, by the way, Bernard, I'm gonna start sending you clips of what I see, because maybe we seeing different shit. So that
no. I don't be watching it that much. So that's why I was asking questions, because I wanted to know. And it's hard. Hold on, real quick. It's hard to ask questions in this space because there's so many dudes who, they just like to pile on or just talk shit about dudes. Any dude doing anything, if a woman is involved, they go dumpster diving to try to find the L to hand to the dude. It's like, so I don't trust people when they give their analysis.
No, you're right, and I'm fair about that.
I trust that. That's why I asked you, because I do trust your analysis, because you don't go dumpster diving to find the L to hand to a black man.
Yeah, I just did a live stream that somebody sent me a couple of days ago. One of them chicks, her name is Shanae, and they're on one of their backup channels.
Go to the next one.
Where the dude just said something as simple as there's a small percentage of men, like 15%, that are seeding a lot of black folks. The ones that are not married and stuff like that, right? This is something that's basic, right? She literally, the look on her face and how she said she couldn't find stats on that and that whole bullshit. Like, that's the type of shit they do if they can get away with it. But anyway.
All right. Shout out to who the hell we got in here. Shout out to Ken M in the building. Says #RM respect. Then Ken M says, ha. Thank you for I think that was thank you for the $2 super chats. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that. All right. Go to the next one. Were there any?
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Were there any more? If that was it, that was the last of the super chats. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the show today. Appreciate each and every one of you. We will be back tonight. At 8 p.m. ish. CP time be in effect. Oh, we will be back tonight for the night show. Do them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. EST. Come on through. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We go.